What's going on, everyone? Hope you've had a safe and awesome week. So, yeah, last Saturday's live turned into a Sunday afternoon live. Did pretty well. I think maybe in the future, every now and then, maybe like if Sean's off on a Sunday instead of a Saturday, maybe we'll do some more afternoon ones on Sundays. But we'll see. Couple things to show off before we get into it. The greatest thing about unpacking when you move is finding stuff that you you don't remember that you had. I found my Tribble. I've had this thing for I don't know how long. My aunt gave it to me. So it was just really cool. It'll probably be hung up somewhere. But that was really cool to find that. Ugh, I'm gonna have to move that later, but I'll do that later. Uh See, as always, folks, make sure if you have not yet, sub up to the experience. That is the place that I make my living off of. But it's an awesome collection of sellers, comic books, of course, comic sellers, review shows, some talk shows. Got some interesting stuff coming down the pipe. And for those of you that watch some of the shows, you might have noticed. And he announced this. Hey, what's going on, Triple B? He announced this already. Henri from Kicking It with Henri has left. Um, Definitely no bad blood or anything like that. Sure, I'm going to miss him on Tuesday, but he wants to focus on doing his sales shows and building his own brand. I wish him nothing but the best. I will still talk to the man. I love that guy. Tuesdays won't be the same, but again, wish him all the luck in the world. Very awesome. Make sure you check out Henri Compen on YouTube. I believe it's just his name. Um, I'll have the link for that next time. Make sure you check him out and support him. He's such a good dude, really good dude. Moving on from the EXP, something else is happening at the EXP. Let me get my. There we go. I just did this too. The EXP's first exclusive Ben 10 by Jay Fosgitt from Dynamite Comics. They're putting out the Ben 10 book, and I don't know who bribed Jay Fosgitt to do an exclusive cover for us, but it's done. So you can scan that. It'll take you to our website. It's just on the website right now, and these are just pre-orders. The book won't launch until it actually launches on May 6th. Um, so be sure to check that out. There's an option there to get all four covers as a bundle. And if you're wondering what those covers look like, no fear at all. I got them right here. Let me get that blown up a bit. This is the A cover. Then we got the Virgin cover. Then we have a line art cover. Then we have a Virgin line art cover. This is incredibly cool, folks. Again, as somebody who my job is the closest I'm ever going to be to comics, I'm just a fan. I just read them. I just collect them. So being with folks that are having their own exclusive like this is so cool. It's super rad. So we want to make sure that we talk about this. We push this, maybe a little annoyingly, but we want to make sure that this does well. That way, in the future, we can do more exclusive covers for the EXP. So coming later, these will be available on our sales shows, but I do not know 100% when that will happen. So stay tuned to that. And since I did see our buddy Triple B in the chat, make sure you go follow BBB Haunted Comics. It's got a Wednesday live show, except for this Wednesday, if I remember correctly. Except for this Wednesday, you're not having a live because you have something to do with your kids, which is completely fine. It's family first always. But most every Wednesday, if you watch the EXP and watch Comic Collectibles, after Comic Collectibles, 8 Eastern, 7 Central, you can hang out with Triple B. Triple B as he goes over the hottest covers of the week. So trust me, folks, I'm not alone tonight. Give me just a second, though, because you can hear Wait, when he knows Jenna's home, he acts like I've kidnapped him. My goodness. Anyway, um, before I bring before I bring one of the co-hosts on, want to talk about some Kickstarters real fast. The first one being Chum, the die cut hardcover from Comics Tribe, folks. I've talked about Chum, like, oh my goodness, I said that, didn't I? Chum, my goodness, I'm getting a strike or something. I apologize, folks. Okay, let me catch my breath. Co-host back there is laughing until he's blue in the face. Oh yeah, Chum, y'all, Chum. I apologize. That was not on purpose. My goodness. Hey, Lorena. Huh. Anyway, Chum that I've talked about before. Exclusive hardcover, die cut. This thing looks rad. The shark that you see on the cover, sharks are used in the book. It is a crime surf noir. His name is Hand, or Han, as Jenna calls him, or Dummy, or Deja Go Boy, or Popo, or probably everything but his actual name. But his name's Hand. But yeah, I can't wait to bring you on, buddy, so you can go ahead and laugh about that. I cannot believe. I mean, I can, but so we got that. That's coming from Comics Tribe. Then I will have an unboxing later this week for this. Not for this. What am I talking about? For another book from Garrett Gunn, but the pre-launch for Curse of Cleaver County #3 is going on right now. Now, I had backed a book from Garrett, and before I got that book in, Garrett had sent me a package. And I went ahead, I opened it because I was like, I have no idea what this is. Garrett had sent me some books and some stickers. Just because he's an outstanding guy. You know, he's like, man, I appreciate you loving all my silly stuff I do. So they sent me a couple of books, and I'll show those off. They'll be in my unboxing, but I'll show them off here a little bit later. He sent me some books and some stickers. Did not have to do that whatsoever, but he did, and wrote a little message that I'll keep to myself, but wrote a little message on the inside of the shipping thing. What are they called? The T-folds, whatever they're called. Wrote a little note to me on it. So yeah, make sure you check out anything Garrett does, because again, that's the only gun glazing I do is Garrett Gunn. So the last one I want to talk about, you'll hear something a little bit later about what this is connected to, but Bad Bug has a pre-launch out for Xenogeist #4. We'll talk about another book in the Geist universe a little bit later. But you know what? I have babbled on quite enough. I'm ready for him to laugh. Let's bring on one half of the Weirdos. Go Blue.
Go Blue, baby. May the Weirdos present to you the 2026 national champions of basketball, the Michigan Wolverines. I had to. And Jay, that was a sticky situation you got yourself into.
My goodness.
Man, that just squirted right out your mouth and you didn't have a chance of holding it back. That was awesome, dude. I was choking laughing.
I could not believe. As soon as I said it, I was like, you knew you should have just said the name once. You should have just said the book name once. You knew you were going to mess this up.
You were just proud as a peach when you were saying it too.
Yeah.
First, all about what? What? What do you say?
So we got a little smattering though of different books in the Kickstarter range, because like I said, Chum is not a book that There are some books that'll put sharks or something like that on the covers of the books, and then you never see a shark. Most of the time, they're not even near water. This one, the sharks that you see are in that book, and they are used very well. There's some jump scary parts in this book, thanks to the sharks. So, if you're into noirs, it's a crime surf noir. Takes place on this little tropical island town that's fixing to have like a monsoon or something, some kind of imminent weather. But a bag of drugs and bag of cash are found, and the whole town is kind of scheming on who's going to get this bag and get out of it. It's an awesome book.
Now, is this like a trade paperback of the series Chum that was out a little while ago, or is this a continuation of it, or is this something new?
No, so I think I got Chum as a trade paperback when I ordered it. This, they're going back and they're doing an awesome thing that Comics Tribe does. They have some of the coolest die cut covers. So the picture that you saw, basically when you open the book up, the back page is going to be the character on the surfboard.
Right.
This whole part in the mouth is cut out.
So it's the same story. They're just doing a new cover.
Yeah, well, they're adding. There's some back matter and extras going into it, like
because Chum was really good. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, there's going to be stuff that wasn't in the trade, but for the most part, it's them just doing a hardcover, and it was pretty reasonably priced for a Kickstarter hardcover. So, and then, like I said, Bad Bug. We're going to talk about that because I don't know if you knew, like you might have known, but there are actually 3 series in that little Geist universe.
I did not.
Yeah, and when we get to the books, I'll talk about that because I put them in the deck.
Not a sponsor, but tonight we'll be having
Altoids.
Arctic strawberry Altoids to help keep the voice moist, because if I drink like Jay, my older than 45 bladder would have me taking breaks a lot more than you would like. So I will be popping Altoids to keep the mouth moist. Not a sponsor, but you could be.
Hey,
just saying.
So before we get into what we're talking about tonight, which folks we're going to go over because if you remember Sunday, we talked about Free Comic Book Day, and I had said at the beginning that I was a little like perturbed because I was like, dude, there's no Marvel books, there's no this, there's no that, and that's when Ed let me know there's a comics giveaway day. That hey, Mr. Wilkie, what's going on?
Hey, Scott,
just talking about the Xenogeist 4. They actually have a couple of campaigns in pre-launch right now, but that's the one I grabbed because it kind of went along with what Ed's going to be talking about later. But yeah, folks, check out Bad Bug. I know that I say that all the time. I feel like, you know, we're a little shilling. I'm shilling a bit for him, and I totally am. I am definitely a Bad Bug shill. So do yourself a favor. You can either go to Bad Bug Media or Bad Bug Midnight. Go through the shop, check out their books. I didn't grab the Bad Bug Midnight link, but if you just go to Bad Bug, oh, you did. That's right. Okay.
Just in case you're not here later, Scott, I loved the Necra Geist. That's what I read. Oh, I loved it. I don't know if you wrote that one or not, but I love that one.
Yeah, I'm not 100% sure.
I'm not either. I didn't have time to look all that up. I was panicking because I had a busy week at work and didn't get to read a lot. So I've been reading all afternoon trying to come up with stuff to talk about tonight. So,
yeah. I personally, pretty soon, am going to get on the site so I can get the rest of Bobby Joe. Because I think I got issues 1 and 2, and then I wasn't able to back anymore. And Bobby Joe.
I haven't started that one.
I love that book. Bobby Joe is awesome. Murder Mary, though, is got to be one of my favorite things Scott is doing right now. Like, definitely no shade on any of your other work, Scott, because you know I love it all. But Murder Mary is just a character after my own heart. I love that book. Okay, Necro is Chris Jerome. Okay.
It's a great book. I enjoyed it.
See, there you go. He does.
Oh, those are the other Geists?
Hypergeist. Did it go Hypergeist, Xenogeist, and then there's Necrogeist? Is that? I think that's the order. Hyper, Xeno, and then Necro.
And Scott, my old account that we were friends on got closed by Facebook. So I sent you a friend request from my new one. If you see it, I'd love to hook back up with you, bud.
Oh, I can't wait. But we're gonna be talking about the comics giveaway day books, which there's only like 2 less than Free Comic Book Day. This thing is gonna be going on at the same time. Then we're gonna talk about some books we read. Then I'm gonna talk about the list book, and I cannot wait to talk about the list book with y'all. But before we get to all of that, I want to talk about this for just a little bit. The Punisher, One Last Kill. That trailer surprised me, dropped out of nowhere. I knew that they were going to be doing a little Marvel special presentation, but I had no idea what to expect. And I'm going to be honest, I'm watching this trailer, and there comes a line where just like an F-bomb gets dropped. And I was like, oh, so we're gonna go this way with this trailer. So I'm really excited for it. I know a lot of people kind of give Jon Bernthal's Punisher like he's always talks like he's out of breath and he's always yelling. But to me, Jon so far has been just an incredible Frank Castle. I love him in the role.
I haven't got to watch the Punisher series, but I did see him on Daredevil, and I saw him on the trailers for Spider-Man, obviously, and he seems to be a perfect model for Punisher. It's funny because when I see him, I still see Shane from Walking Dead, because that's the first thing I saw him from. And he's basically playing the same kind of character.
Yeah. Shame to say I hadn't watched season 2 of The Punisher, because I think something happened around that time, and it just kind of fell off my radar. Like, I still need to finish a lot. The only Netflix, Defenders one that I watched was the Defenders, of course. That was only one season of that, and Daredevil. Those were the only ones that I finished. I need to go back and watch season 2 of The Punisher, because I've seen clips from it and it just looks amazing. Yeah, that Punisher trailer, 100%. Like, and again, I am one of a few that really like the Dolph Lundgren movie, even though you could take the Punisher name off of it, and it would still be just a Dolph Lundgren revenge movie.
I love the Dolph Lundgren one.
Yeah,
I absolutely love it. And I'll admit, when I watched it as a kid, I didn't know it was a comic. I didn't know there was a Punisher comic. And then it just occurred to me, that's the Punisher that was in Spider-Man. Because, ASM, what is it, 120 or something like that? I can't remember exactly. But, And then it occurred to me, it's like, oh, yeah. And where I figured it out is when I saw the knife with the skull. I was like, oh, that's the dude from Spider-Man. Now I get it. Yeah.
I joke about this all the time, but I say that's the only reason you know it's a Punisher movie.
Right.
Like, even they call his name, obviously, but I'm like, the skull on top of the knife, that's how you know. Right. And then, of course, we got the Thomas Jane one, which I really like the Thomas Jane one. And then they released a YouTube kind of thing years later called Dirty Laundry, with Thomas Jane coming back. That was really good. Warzone was Warzone was fun. I'm not going to say that Punisher Warzone was a great movie, but Ray Stevenson, rest in peace. I think he made a pretty good Frank Castle, pretty good Punisher. That movie's wild though. That movie is wild. So this, like, when I heard we were getting a series instead, I was like, you know what, that'd be cool. You know, I always felt like there's more to Frank than just the killing. There's a lot of, like, the show really dives into like PTSD and themes like that, in definitely not a mocking manner whatsoever. Like, there's a couple of times during the first season of Punisher. Y'all know I'm a big blubbering crybaby anyway, but there's some times where it just teared me up with some of the stuff that was going on in the show. And when he debuted in Daredevil season 2, I believe, yeah, I think it was season 2. That part that he was in, I thought was like, just those episodes with him and Daredevil were just peak to me. So yeah, I saw this trailer and I was like, you know, I hear, because I haven't started Daredevil Born Again season 2 yet. In fact, I haven't started any of the new stuff yet, and I need to before I get spoiled on it all. There's already been spoilers for stuff for The Boys, stuff for Daredevil season 2, stuff for Invincible. I got to get on that.
Did you get the feel from this trailer that this special, or whatever they're calling it, is like the origin story of Punisher? As I was watching it, I kind of got that vibe. So it's either like an origin story, or they're going to do like a back reflection and tie it into an origin story. Because just the vibe I got from it reminded me so much of the Dolph Lundgren one after he gets arrested, and Lou Gossett Jr. is trying to talk him into talking to him about it, because that one guy was like, "Are you all right, Frank? You can talk about it." And it looked like he was in a jail. And just the scenes they were showing about, you know, him getting a trail of fire and the guy saying, your chances of living aren't very good. Then it showed a girl screaming and a woman screaming like maybe they were killing his family.
Well, he's going to see flashbacks of his family, but who he was talking to, those are voices in his head. Those are his, like, his not army buddies. There's his squad. Those are like members of his squad that have been killed.
Okay.
So he's.
But can you see what I'm saying though? How it kind of reminded me of the
yeah. Okay. I totally get it. Me personally, I didn't think it was just because it's called One Last Kill, but that also gives me an uneasy feeling of, we're not getting rid of Punisher this early, are we? Like, this isn't going to be a Marvel special presentation where we're basically saying, after this, a No Way Home or a Brand New Day, Frank's dead. Like, I'm kind of hoping that's not the route we're going.
I can't believe they do that.
I hope not.
I guess it would all be up to can't think of his name, but Shane. I guess it'd be up to John Bernthal. Sorry, folks. I'm terrible with names. If any of y'all know me, you know I'm terrible with names. So I still call Richson Reacher. Speaking of which, your Blue Mountain State. Oh my good Lord! Thank you for that.
3 yet?
No, I haven't made it past episode 1 yet.
Just
folks, if y'all haven't watched this Blue Mountain State, my best buddies in the whole wide world, Jay and Nope, the sons of bitches, tricked me into watching. Oh, dude, you're gonna love this. Ellen Richardson's in it. Oh, because y'all know that Reacher's my man crush. I've never denied it. I love Reacher. I've rewatched it a billion times. Reacher is in college, and he's basically playing oh God,
Stifler
from American Pie. I shit you not. That's what he's playing. They have this race in jockstraps where they have to keep an Oreo cookie in their butt crack while they're running. First one to win wins. The rest of them have to eat their cookie. Okay. Yeah. So the newbies lose and Reacher wins, and he starts walking away, reaches back, pulls out his smashed cookie, smiles and eats it anyway. And I'm like, okay, I have just been trolled by my two bestest buds in the whole world into getting me to watch Reacher eat his own ass cookie. Thank you so much for that. I wrote him immediately. I'm scarred for life. Thank you for ruining Reacher. It is something else. Oh,
Well, see, my
I'm with
first,
you, Scott. Dude, I know exactly what you're talking about.
so my first experience with Alan Ritchson was I saw clips of him on American Idol singing because the man can sing. Voice of an angel, this guy has. But he played Aquaman on Smallville. And when Aquaman was going to get a spinoff, they cast Justin Hartley in the role instead. So he only got to play him. Yeah, he was Raph.
Yep, Raphael.
And then the Aquaman TV show didn't take off, so then Justin Hartley was recast in Smallville as Green Arrow. So then I watched him in Blue Mountain State. Now, Blue Mountain State came out when I can't remember if it was TNT or something, but it became Spike TV, like the channel for men.
Oh, yeah.
And they got away with stuff on that show that basic cable people couldn't believe they were seeing. Right? So I started watching it. I loved it. I watched all 3 seasons, and then I watched the movie Rise of Thadland. And then, Alan, the other day when I was talking to Ed about this, we will talk about that in just a second, Scott. We will talk about that in just a second. I saw a clip of Alan Ritchson saying they made a deal with Amazon, and they're bringing Blue Mountain State back for a 4th season. And they're all excited about it. And Alan's like, this is going to be the funniest season out of all of them.
Scott, War Machine is fan-damn-tastic, brother. I watched that a couple weeks ago when it first came out. It's Reacher meets War of the Worlds. I loved it. We did an extensive talk about it last week on the Weird Dopes channel and on Hydrasylum. You will not be disappointed, brother. If you love Reacher, you're going to love War Machine. It is fantastic.
Yeah, that's getting watched probably tomorrow. I'm going to watch it tomorrow finally.
Oh, you haven't seen it yet?
No, I haven't watched it yet.
Well, don't get worried about that one part. Oh, never mind.
Yeah, but keep watching Blue Mountain State. When you get to episode 3, I will not spoil it, but it's titled Pocket P.
Oh Lord,
it
wouldn't have to do with a certain meowing thing.
Yeah.
You're going to totally ruin Reacher for me, aren't you? Is that your goal?
No, because
I'm kidding.
Yeah, because and this is what I tell people. I've seen him as Aquaman, where he was pretty serious. Watched him in this, and he
was Aquaman, was he in the orange shirt and yellow?
Not how you would think.
Okay,
not how you would think. He wasn't in a suit like that.
All right.
It almost resembled one of those cut-off hoodie things.
Oh, okay.
The sleeveless hoodies. Like he trust me, he looked great. I thought he looked great. He didn't wear anything like super goofy. They did like a Justice League kind of thing on Smallville. But then, you go from him being one of the funniest parts of that show, and then you see him as Reacher, and then I'm like, for me, it's like I love all 3. Like it just shows you because he's kind of goofy in real life. Like he's kind of a goofy guy. But he's also not to be messed with.
Have his neighbor call him Goofy, will you?
Yeah. Yeah.
Scott, I just want to warn you. I'd love you to visit our channel and watch it, but we did a spoiler-free look at it, and then we did a spoiler version. So if you watch our video on the War Machine, you might not want to watch the spoiler part. But
a great segue and reminder, folks, if you have not subbed up to Weirdos Podcast yet, please scan that UR code. You know what I mean? The QR code that's right there on your screen. Sub up to them. This is our sister channel, our bestest friends. These are the co-hosts on the Hydra Hangout. They're not guests. They are co-hosts on this. Can't do the show without any of them. So make sure you sub up. You watch it. They're starting to do a Friday happy hour show.
Yep.
Oh,
Fun stuff.
and you did, and we could talk about this. We're gonna get to the books and stuff soon.
Yeah.
But you also watched March, did a live watch party of March
We
Madness?
did. Yep, we did a live watch party of March Madness, the Michigan games, because it started out that Michigan was playing St. Louis, and Nope's team is St. Louis. So we're like, let's just try a watch party. And we ended up having so much fun that we did the whole bracket all the way to Monday night when Michigan won the national championship, in case I forgot to mention that earlier, but I know I didn't, but I'm going to say it anyway. It was a great time. And we've actually been getting a lot of good feedback from people we don't know that checked out, and they're like, didn't think this would be enjoyable, but you guys made it fun and stuff, little comments like that, which means the world to me. That's all I want to do. I want to help people laugh, have a good time, forget the bad stuff, do the good stuff. Love you guys too. Enjoy your dinner. Hey, Lorena. But yeah, we did a March Madness watch party, and then I took some of the clips of my most embarrassing moments and added those on. And by embarrassing, I mean you see what a super fan I am, because I get a little carried away, just a little. But it was a fun time, and thanks to everybody who popped in. Jay doesn't even like sports, but he was with us for like every game almost the whole way through, except for when he had to work, which meant the world to us. And you know, you can't watch an event without Go Sports. But yeah, it was a lot of fun. Nope and I both, we were laughing so hard on a couple of spots that we had to shut our cameras off, just because we do that back and forth, because we've gotten to be such good friends over the last year or so. And it's just a lot of good times, a lot of laughs. Come check out our channel. We're always laughing.
I wanted to make sure that I showed this. I'm gonna take the chat off the screen for just. No, I don't have to. Here we go.
What you got?
Unpacking. I found a bunch of pictures. Don't laugh. Try not to laugh too hard, folks.
Nice hat.
I told you I had Michigan hats.
Nice hat, my brother. Dude, I'd have never guessed that was you if you hadn't told me in a million years.
Yeah, that's oh good.
You look like somebody in that picture. Can you put that up again?
That is. Hold on.
Oh,
there we go.
You just zoomed up my nose. Dude, you remind me of somebody in that picture.
Some other bigger goofball?
No, it's like somebody from a show or something. Maybe it's Judge Reinhold.
I'll take that. I like Judge Reinhold.
Maybe that's what I'm thinking of. In that show with the bathroom scene. Ooh, there you are, Peter.
From Hook.
Oh, yes. That's priceless. Perfect. That's great, Lorena. Perfect. Lorena gets the gold star for the night.
Yeah, it's crazy. I found all these pictures, and I was like, if I showed some of these pictures to folks, they would swear that I was born in like the 80s and 70s, Steve Gutenberg. But yeah. So, again, folks, make sure you check out Weirdos. And I think we got before we get to the new comics, I think we got a little clip here.
That would be Mr. Nope at his stoner party.
Blacklight bingo, which apparently he wasn't that big of a fan of.
Oh, dude, I'd have paid anything to been there watching him after the way he was describing everything. I would have died. I'd have been laughing my ass off.
Yeah. Nope's at trivia tonight, folks.
So he better win, too.
He better win.
I threatened him and everything.
It's funny because I had said Saturday when I thought the show was still going, we had the weather here. The weather kept. Of course, when I canceled the show.
You talking last week?
Yeah, nothing else happened. Lights never went out again. But I was like, you know what? If y'all are missing the hangout, that team better win. And sure enough, they did. I found it a little curious that you guys start doing a live watch party and your team just crushes it.
Karma can be a good thing.
Just saying. Just saying.
Brother, if I had any control over that kind of stuff, we'd win a lot more than we have. But it was fun coincident that the year we decided to do it, we go all the way, which that just got to let everyone see me in my total unleashed fandom stupidity that you've heard many times on your show when I'm watching a game in the background, when all of a sudden a quiet conversation goes into, damn it, what the, and then I got to mute myself. So give it a watch if you want to watch the weird one be weird.
It's a lot of fun. So, folks, what we're gonna go through next. Comics giveaway day.
Yep.
Hey, Station Phable, what's going on?
Phable, my brother.
But hopefully everybody enjoyed that thumbnail, because it is episode 69, dudes.
Oh yeah, dude.
So, again, I was talking about this, last Sunday. I was going through the free comic book day books, and I had said something like along the lines of, wow, there's not a lot of Marvel books here. And that's when Ed told me about this. And apparently that's where Marvel, Boom, and a couple of other books went to. So we're going to run through them. And there's quite a few, folks. If there's anybody that wants to hear more about one, I'll read the synopsis for you. Just let me know, because I think I still have that page pulled up.
And believe it or not, folks, there's actually more of these books on my pull list than the actual free comic book day this year. Out of my 10 that I have picked out, 8 of them were from these, and only 2 were for free comic book day.
Yeah, so let's see. Starting off with
why they broke them in 2, I don't know.
It has to do with the Diamond situation, because apparently Diamond owned free comic book day or something like that. Hopefully, I suggested this topic to Best Coast Comics to talk about this coming Monday. Hopefully they do, because I know the 2 of them can definitely fill in the blanks. But so there's going to be 2. It's happening at the same time. So if you're looking for books in particular, make sure you know which ones are with which. So, and it looks also like Comics Giveaway Day is using the same color coding like for Comic Book Day.
Yep.
So these are no particular order, folks. I just grabbed them and put them in here. So we got Avatar Legends from Dark Horse. I've never seen an episode of Avatar. Jenna has watched it. Jenna loves it. Jenna loves Avatar. And I think she even watched like the follow-up series.
So I take it this is different than the blue guys in the movie.
No, see, and that's where people had a lot of confusion. Phable, you're not wrong, brother. You're not. Comics Giveaway Day is.
Would you mind putting the chat back up so I can see what people are saying? Because I can't see it.
Hold on, let's see.
If it's a big deal, don't worry about it.
No, okay. No, it works. Last time I tried to do it, it did this weird thing where it shrunk the slide deck. So
yes, like, Lorena, Free Comic Book Day and Comics Giveaway Day are the same day.
Same day.
May 2nd. Just split it because of Diamond, I guess.
Yeah.
But I got this one on my poll list for Minecraft because my daughter's a huge Minecraft fan, and it says they're going to have a Minecraft special story in there too.
Yeah, and I just noticed I'm gonna check this one out anyway, because David M. Boer, who, folks, if you don't know David M. Boer, he wrote a book that breaks my heart, and I love it so much, Kanto. If you've never read Kanto, folks, please read Kanto. It feels very Wizard of Oz-ish a little bit, but Kanto will break your heart, but it's such a good book.
So I didn't hear your answer.
Mm-hmm.
Is this related to the blue guys in the movie, or is this something different?
No. So that was the confusion. What is up?
Castle, what's up, brother?
Brother Castle. Dude, so good to see you, brother. Good to see you. Told him after Punisher when we all watch it, give it a week or two, gonna have to have him on the show to talk about it.
Oh, for sure.
But no, that was some confusion when people were first talking about this Avatar movie. Some people were like, "That's not Avatar." It's like, well, James Cameron had been wanting to do this movie forever, but the technology wasn't there yet. So this has to do with there are certain like tribes of people. They call it bending. There's earth bending, fire bending, water bending, and air bending, where basically they can control that. So that's about as far as my knowledge with this thing goes. But apparently it's a super great show. Rufio, and I can't remember his name off the top of my head, but the guy who played Rufio voices a character in it. And like I guess every however many years a person to like it's like the absolute of that bending style is chosen or something. Like I said, folks, I don't know anything about this. So
Lorena, yes, I agree with you. It is one of the best days of the year. And when they were first getting going, it was a family tradition for us because they tied Marvel had done a brilliant thing where they were tying the opening of their movies to be on Free Comic Book Day weekend every year. So for like 6-7 years in a row, my whole family would go to the movie and watch the new Marvel movie. And then we'd stop by our LCS and have Free Comic Book Day. And it was one of the most fun days of the year for me because I loved seeing my daughter getting excited about comic books.
Oh yeah. And even when it's not Free Comic Book Day, I wish more comic book shops that are close to theaters would do the pop-ups to sell comics like alongside the movie.
And don't forget when you do your Free Comic Book Day, if you can afford to, buy a little something.
Yes.
Or something that I like to do is, because they tend to get packed and I can't get bumped into and stuff with my wheelchair and all that stuff. I like to just give the owner like a tip. Like I'll just give them a free $10 and say thank you for doing this and not even buy anything. Because even though they're free for us, they still have to buy them.
Yeah.
I know they only pay a couple bucks an issue, but they don't have to do this. So it's their way of saying, thank you to their customers. So as a loyal customer, if you love the place, try to do something to tell them thank you for sponsoring the day.
110%, man. I agree with that so much. And also, make sure that wherever you go, like if it's a new place, try to find out if they have some kind of thing that goes along with it. Like a lot of comic book shops will do a canned food drive at the same time. And if you give so many cans, that's how many comics you can get. Or if you bring in a bunch of stuff, you can grab every one, and just make sure that so you don't go in there thinking you're just gonna grab book. Like some shops may do that. There may be some shops where they just put the stuff out. Yeah, Phable, May 2nd.
Yep.
May 2nd. And let me just
it's always the first Saturday in May.
Yeah. And I just want to push this one more time. And I promise y'all we'll get going with this. But just in case y'all weren't here and hadn't heard it, the EXP's first exclusive to the experience, Ben 10 by Jay Fosgate. It's all scan that QR code. It's going to take you to the EXP website that is also known as the explive.com, which we'll say comic book shopping experience at the top, but it's the same site. You can order covers from there, and I'll show off the covers again real fast. We got this A cover here. We got the Virgin. We got the line art. And we got the line art Virgin. Now, folks, again, I say this because I love my job. And this is something I'm super excited that we're doing. I want to push it as hard as I can. The experience didn't ask me to do this, folks. Didn't ask me at all. This is something that I want to do because I believe in where I work. And this is something that's really cool. And if it does well, we'll get to do more stuff like this. So if you know a Ben 10 fan, or if you're just a Jay Fosgett fan, consider checking this out.
I hope when the actual issues come out, though, they manage to get the EXP logo on it somewhere.
Yeah, I haven't seen like a final design for it yet, so I don't know if we did anything.
I hope so, because otherwise, how will you tie them together?
I don't know. There's a plan in there somewhere above my pay grade, I guess. But yeah, check this out. And the reason I thought about this is because this is a pre-order. The book doesn't come out until May 6th. So it's like 4 days after New Comic Book Day. But and that's not the right slide. Here we go. Boom, right back. So next book on this list. The British are coming.
Is that who you were talking about at the beginning of this? Never mind.
The British are coming. Folks, trust me, you want to catch the rewind for when I did not say the name of a book properly. The book was called Chum. I'll leave it to your imagination to what I really said.
He left out the H. It's worth watching. I wasn't even on stage yet. I was backstage, and I was laughing so hard in the living room. My wife thought we were already on. I'm like, no, Jay just pulled the greatest slip ever.
Yeah. Jeez. I don't know too much about what this is supposed to be. There's not a solicitation or a synopsis or anything on it. But I'm wondering if it's like historically accurate comic, or if it's like a little fantastical, or if it literally is just about, Paul Revere and that whole thing.
Hold up a second. I'll see if I can find. I didn't know you didn't have this, so hang on, because I actually looked through a lot of these already. Because I was planning on, I put them on my pull list, so I just need to take a quick peek and see if they have anything. But you can keep talking. You don't have to go quiet on me.
Also, folks, something else to consider is maybe after Free Comic Book Day, there's some comic stores that when they're getting close to the end of Free Comic Book Day, or it's a couple days after they still have comics, sometimes if you ask them, they might part with some.
Yep.
But again, I always say, as somebody who's never worked in a comics book store, but Jenna did, my wife did, if you can spend a little extra, doesn't have to be anything major. Or like Ed said, if you just want to walk up and say, hey, here's just for doing this, totally fine. But again, these shops don't have to do this. Like, it's something that they're spending money, and again, it's dollars to donuts when it comes to the prices, but still. And just in case, and there's no shame here, if you're somebody who speculates, there have been free comic book day books that definitely aren't free now. There have been some that have shot up in price that for a free comic book day book, it's kind of insane. Just in case, me personally, they could be worth nothing as long as they're good books. And I'm going to pick up as many as I can. Like, I'm not really a team person book when it comes to Marvel. We'll definitely get into that when I talk about the books that I've read recently. But I'll give people a hint. Singular character books for me are killing it when it comes to DC and Marvel.
Yes, it's supposed to be a historically accurate graphic novel adaptation of our Revolutionary War. So
very cool.
It doesn't give a lot of details, but I mean, you got Rick Atkinson doing it, and he's already won a Pulitzer, so it's got to be good, right?
Yeah. If it's out there, I'll definitely check it out. And that brings me to my next point, folks. Not all stores are going to get every book. So please be kind to your comic book shop if they don't have a particular book you're looking for. They, it's kind of random sometimes what they get. So I just want to put that
Or
out there.
call them ahead of time and ask them to get it for you.
That you could do that too.
You
Or at
still got
least,
a little bit of time.
yeah.
Not a whole lot. We're only like 3 weeks away, but you might get lucky.
Yeah. Next up, Stitch, best food forever. Apparently, this is a manga series I had no idea exists until I saw this book. Let's see, what is this?
I thought maybe that was another one of their cookbooks that they were doing, because they were doing those for a while, where they had weird recipes by some of their characters.
Let's see, Stitch returns to, I'm going to butcher this and I apologize beforehand, Izayoi Island and reunites with his friend Yuna, who teaches him the joy of good food and even better friends. I mean, it's a Stitch book, and this is from Tokyo Pop. If you checked out Dynamite's Lilo and Stitch, it's a cute series.
So Stitch is the little blue thing, right?
Yeah.
So what's the Lilo?
Lilo is the little girl, but not this one.
Oh, it's a little girl, but not this little girl.
Yes.
Okay.
Stitch has a manga with a samurai too? What?
Hmm.
Lilo and Stitch is such a fun movie. Like, there's Lilo and Stitch, and then there's like a couple of sequels that were okay. Then there was a TV show. I like the TV show too, but Lilo and Stitch, the first Lilo and Stitch is fantastic.
Somehow I've never seen them, and that's so weird because you'd have thought that I would have, having a daughter and everything, but this one, I have no idea what it's about. I've never seen it.
It's got a great voice cast. Ving Rhames is like what are they called?
Narrator?
Caretaker? No, not a caretaker, but somebody who goes and checks in on kids.
Oh, like from protective service, kind of.
Yeah, child protective service. He's a child protective service worker named Cobra Bubbles.
Did you say Cobra Bubbles?
Yes.
Okay.
And he's so good in the movie. He's so good. But yeah, I'll pick this up just because it looks cute, and I read so much dark stuff, folks, and you'll see that when I go through my stuff I've read this week. That every now and then I need stuff like this and some other books on the list to kind of cleanse the palate from all the darkness. But I'll definitely check this out.
I'm going to have to bribe my wife to see if she'll go get me some this year, because with my fall last fall, I really don't want to go elbow to elbow with people in a wheelchair.
And that's understandable.
But sometimes this right here is on my list. That looks like fun.
I feel like there was something, whether it was a Netflix show or something to do with this. I think.
There was a Last Man on Earth.
There was a Netflix show that I thought was called Last Kids on Earth.
Could be right. I don't really have Netflix very often, so.
Yeah. Let's see. The zombies are disappearing. This might seem like a good thing since zombies eat your brains and all, but normal human kid Jack Sullivan is suspicious. He keeps hearing an eerie shrieking noise that seems to be almost summoning the zombies. But to where and for what? Probably foul purpose. Jack and his three best friends, maybe the only people left on Earth, and their pet monster Rover, need to get to the bottom of this. Along the way, they encounter a lot more than they bargained for, including a giant, what is this? Warmongulus? A pizza parlor monster hangout, an ancient evil who destroys worlds, and a stereo system that is totally bomb. Can Jack figure out why the zombies are vanishing before he and his friends are next?
What's not to love, right?
Yeah, that sounds good. I'm in. There's not too many books on either list really that I'm kind of air on, but everybody knows what I'm looking forward to the most.
The only thing that gives me a little about this one is that it's a green tag. So it's probably going to be more cheesy than it is zombie-ish, but it should still be fun.
Yeah.
And if you don't know what we're talking about, folks, if you notice where it says Comics Giveaway Day, this one's green. They're color-coded just like Free Comics Books Day, where if it's green, that means it's for all ages. If it's yellow or orange, it's for like teenagers. And if it's red, it's adults only. So you want to be cautious about getting any of the red titles for your children if you're not familiar with the title.
Right. Good point. Webtoon Unscrolled. This will definitely be one that we got lucky this free comic book day, comic books or comics giveaway day. Sean is supposed to be off that day. He's already checked. Supposed to be off that day. The three of us are going to go around the stores, give what we can, grab some of these books. This is definitely probably going to be on Jenna's radar.
Cool.
So if you don't know Webtoons, it's kind of like a digital only thing usually, where it's scrollable up and down.
Mm-hmm.
All I know is she spends a lot of time on her tablet reading a lot of manga and stuff. So
that's awesome, Lorena. I'm glad you got to learn something new tonight. But see how this one, the comics giveaway, is yellow orange? That means it's for teens. So
yeah.
Yep.
So yeah, she'll be excited for this one.
Does that mean she's a shill for?
She's a manga shill, 100%. Here's
How do you
another one of
know?
those books, folks. It's Sonic. Yeah, this is one of my clear the palette books. And Sonic books, folks, I don't know if y'all know this, but there's something about Sonic that whenever they're on our shows, Sonic sells. So, and they're just fun, bright, colorful books. Nothing too like heavy. But they're fun books. I watched both the cartoons as a kid. J. Lil White voiced Sonic in all three interpretations of Sonic. There was like the Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog, and then some Sonic one where they're like a rock band with a brother and a sister. But
now who is that with Sonic? That's not Knuckles.
That's Tails.
Tails, okay.
Tails is the fox that has two tails.
Gotcha.
He can fly. His real name,
so that's actually two tails. I thought it was just showing like a blur from flying or whatever.
Yeah, he has two tails. His real name is Miles, but they call him Tails.
Miles Morales.
Wrong universe. And the movies, y'all, there's been 3 movies so far. We've enjoyed all 3 of them. Like, they're video game movies that are just delightful. It's been a while since you can like a video game movie, but they didn't necessarily do well. These movies do very well, and they're mostly all liked. And we're getting a 4th one. The Knuckles TV show that they did was pretty fun. If you hadn't watched that one was on Paramount. But that was a fun show. The movies are great. When they did the Sonic,
if you've never seen the first concept of the Sonic character for the movie, you must look it up.
Or you can watch the Chip and Dale Rescue Rangers movie they did a while back.
Yep, I heard that too.
Ugly Sonic is in it, and that's
that
what he
thing was
doing.
so freaky looking.
It was like, I remember watching the first trailer, and my first thought was, I don't really like the design, but whatever. We're getting a Sonic movie, and the trailer was great. Aside from that,
Mm-hmm.
and again, some people think that maybe it was a marketing ploy or something like that. I don't think it was, but they got a lot of backlash and a lot of negativity, and a lot of studios would have been like, too bad, this is what we're doing. They decided, no, you're right. We're fans of the character too. We're gonna rework. And they did. They went back and they reworked the character, redesigned him, and he looks like the Sonic from the games.
The original one looked like Bizarro Sonic.
Exactly. Yeah, Phable 100%. And Jim Carrey hasn't been really into doing sequels for a long time. He hadn't done a whole lot. But the fact he keeps coming back to these movies, I think tells you that not only the paycheck, but I think he just really enjoys being in them. He enjoys being Eggman. So he's fantastic in this too. When they did that first movie and he was like full head of hair and a nice mustache, look put together, I was like, okay, different take on Robotnik. It's cool. But then gradually he starts looking like Robotnik. I was like, yeah, I now I can't see anybody else doing this role. He's great, and I can't wait for the fourth movie. It's gonna be amazing. But yeah, definitely gonna check this one out. Again, for these Green Band ones, if you end up picking them up and they're not your jam, you got any kids in your life? You want to get them into comics, or they're already into comics. Be perfect to pass along to them.
Also, if you have a children's hospital near you, children love getting these as gifts when the sick kids. Consider doing that, because
Yes,
the smile you put on a sick or dying kid's face is the most priceless thing you'll ever do.
100%. This one looked interesting.
That's the one that Nope asked if it was your pick of the week last week and you didn't know what he was talking about.
Yeah.
Yep.
I saw this. I was like, wow, this is like two of the three we've seen before. But now we're adding in Planet of the Apes.
Which seems really weird.
It does, until I remember that Planet of the Apes have crossed over with a bunch of stuff that shouldn't have worked either. They've crossed with Green Lantern before.
True.
So this will be very interesting. And as you can see from the color of the book, these Alien Predator books are not holding back anymore. I've been reading Predator Bloodshed. If y'all haven't, check that out if you're a fan of the Predator books. Yeah, it doesn't shy away from the title. There's bloodshed. So it'd be just interesting to see, because Predator and Alien are becoming like Ash from Evil Dead and the Turtles to me. You can pretty much cross them over with anything, and it just works. Superman, aliens, Batman, alien, and Batman Predator, I believe. And then of course you have Marvel doing the terrific job. I give Marvel this. It's been a while since I've been super excited for Marvel books. I read all the older Marvel stuff. If it's Deadpool or Punisher, I'm usually on it, and I've really enjoyed those. Predator crossing over with Spider-Man, to me, was one of the best things.
It was perfection.
One of the best things. And I hadn't read the other ones yet, so I can't say the same. But from reading the Predator Spider-Man book, my goodness. And that book is freaking crazy. Alien Avengers is another one I want to check out because I hear it's good.
You know what I'm wondering though, Jay? Is this one of their little turn twist ploys? Or is this really a crossover of all three? Or do they have a little story about Planet of the Apes, a little story about Alien, and a little story about Predator?
That's a good question. I wonder if it says anything in the solicits.
Let me look.
Ooh.
If you found it, go ahead.
So you'll find in this issue, you'll find stories from across 20th century studios, from Alien to Predator to Planet of the Apes. Saladin Ahmed presents a tale set on a planet that's already succumbed to xenomorphs. And in Jordan Morris's story, a Yautja warrior stalks one of Earth's greatest fighters. All
Wow.
this in return to Planet of the Apes. So it does sound like it's three
Three different stories. That's what I was wondering, because I was wondering how they'd cross these three over.
Oh, okay.
Which makes it a little less interesting for me, but I'll still get it if they have it.
I mean, who knows? Maybe they're not giving the whole thing away and there's some kind of crossover. Because remember,
It's also just orange. So that was my
Is
other
it orange?
clue. Yeah.
Oh, I thought it was okay. I thought it was red.
No, that's an orange.
Well, it could be because no, they didn't say anything about the Demona Gargoyles Free Comic Book Day.
Mm-hmm.
That one, it ended with Fantastic Four and Gargoyles crossing over. So
you never know. The way Marvel likes to do the old switcheroo, I was just wondering.
That's true. That is true. But yeah, this is definitely on my radar though. We got another Webtoon exclusive. School Bus Graveyard.
Oh yeah, I got that one on mine.
Let's see if we got anything.
I'm trying to find it.
Yeah,
I don't know what order you're going in, or I would try to have it ready.
Well, it's all good. Yeah, it doesn't have a solicitation on League.
No, that's where I'm at too.
But it just looks interesting, and the title kind of grabbed me. So,
for me too. I mean, come on, it's got a tombstone on there. That grabbed my attention.
And it's not the final cover art, but yeah, I don't have too much to say on this. It does look interesting though.
Mm-hmm.
See, up next, Masters of the Universe.
And
also featuring Dungeons and Dragons. Okay.
Yep. That's what's got me so curious is if they're going to intertwine these, but I think they're two individual tales again. Yep, they are.
Yeah, a lot of the Masters of the Universe stuff has been pretty great. I remember reading one where they did their own like Masters of the Universe multiverse thing. Mm-hmm. I remember enjoying a bit of that. Plus, we just had that trailer drop, which I'm so excited for that movie, folks. If y'all couldn't tell from my reaction to the trailer, I'm very excited for the movie. I think it's going to be a good time. And like I said, the books have been good, and Tim Seeley is a solid writer. I really, really enjoy him.
Yep. I love all the He-Man stuff, and I had all the figures. I have no idea who the dude with the snake is. Do you remember that character at all? In any of the toys or anything?
Not that specifically, unless it's a redesign of another character. Because I remember having a snake-like character in my He-Man toys. And the other guy was Hordak or something like that from She-Ra.
According to League, his name is King Hiss.
I
don't recall a King Hiss. But it could be a She-Ra villain too, because that's Hordak.
Yeah.
That's not Skeletor. But I don't see She-Ra on here anywhere. So
yeah, be interesting. That something else that I'm kind of hoping that with the resurgence of Masters of the Universe, I'm hoping if this movie does well, or maybe this is pure speculation. I'm going on nothing at all here, folks. What if the end credit scene is him having to find She-Ra? That would blow my mind if if this movie, and especially if the movie does well, which I'm hoping it does. Like, again, folks, I care how much a movie makes, only in the sense that if it doesn't make a whole lot of money, we might not get a sequel to it.
Right.
So I'm hoping it does well. and maybe somewhere down the road we get a She-Ra, Princess of Power movie.
Mm-hmm.
And the reason that's so fresh in my mind is because I was telling Nope and Ed earlier. So I go to sleep watching stuff. I watch a Ghost Files show with Shane Madej and Ryan Bergara. I watch Men in Black, the cartoon series, which is fantastic. Well, I went to sleep to the Men in Black series, and when I woke up this morning, She-Ra was playing. So I watched some She-Ra for a little bit while I was talking to Ed and Nope.
She-Ra, She-Ra.
Oh, so it's so fun. Like the whole thing looks rotoscoped just from the way the characters move, but they're fun. They're so incredibly cheesy, but it's still fun. So yeah, I
As
got
long as they casted it well, I'd be up for a She-Ra.
yeah. Let's see. So next up, The Whole Wide World of Mabel Mulligan. This feels like Ramona Quimby, age 8, so much to me. I didn't even read the solicit or anything to it. It just
Mabel
feels like
Mulligan, a 9-year-old girl who has 37 beloved stuffed animals who are very much alive, a chaotic 3-year-old sister, and a summer of surprises ahead. Don't miss this very special sneak peek into the heartfelt and funny new series coming up about the timeless and messy magic of growing up.
yeah, I'm gonna pick it up based off that solicitation alone. It gives me very big. Uh oh. Hold on a second. We're gonna get back to the books in just a minute. But guys, it looks like we got a guest. Let's go and bring him on. Phable!
Hey, Phable!
What up, guys?
What's
What's
going
up,
on, man?
brother?
Chilling, man. Show's called 69. How can I not jump on?
Oh,
Oh man, good to see you. How you been, dude?
Chilling, man. Chilling. Enjoying your going over to Free Comic Book Day. I didn't know what was coming out, so this is great.
Yeah, so last Sunday on the show, that was the free comic book day one. Now I looked through those because I was like, man, there's no Marvel, there's no this, there's no that. And Ed had told me that that's because the other books are on comic books giveaway day. So it's happening at the same time. So this list is just those books. The free comic book day has, I think, 2 more books than this one does. And they also have the one that I really want, Greatest American Hero. I can't wait for that book. So yeah, so these are like webtoons, Boom, Marvel.
uh-huh.
I think most of the people through like Penguin Random House, I think, are on this list. So yeah, let me go ahead and boom, we'll pop back over here.
Dark Horse.
Yep, Dark Horse. There we go. Avengers Armageddon. Now, I said it earlier. Now, again, I'll talk about it when I get to one of the books I reviewed. I find myself more and more just team up books just aren't. I don't know. They're just not doing it for me these days. Like, there's so many X-Men books. Like, feels like 30 some odd X-Men books. But the single character books are crushing it for me. Now, this cover's cool enough to where I'll probably get it anyway. Like, and yeah, it's Zdarsky writing it, and Zdarsky has made me a bigger Captain America fan. So I'm definitely going to be checking this one out. Garfield. Come on, folks. It's Garfield. I still have not read that Baby Garfield book yet.
Oh, it is so good. The best part is that issue 2 comes out free comic book day. That was smart planning. So if they can get people to sell that for kids, kids will love it.
And look there on the bottom, includes a preview of Baby Garfield Year of Firsts.
Yep. Baby Garfield was my pick of the week a couple weeks ago. I love that book.
Yeah, the cover looks so cute. I'm gonna read it.
Well, the story is inside too. The first one is called Baby Garfield's First Word. And then the second one is Baby Garfield's first furball. So they're great stories. Just if you love Garfield, you're not going to be disappointed with Baby Garfield.
Yeah. So Blue Lock, I don't know much about this one at all. Like, the
See, now
cover-
things look different on your screen.
Mhm.
So interesting. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Oh, that was it. Like, I don't know much about this book. This is just it was part of the rest of the books. So
Right. That's another teenager one, and it looks like it's like a well. Here you go. 7 of the greatest chapters centered on fan favorite Yoichi Isagi from the global smash hit soccer manga Blue Lock. Meticulously colored and coming to you in a comic trade size paperback. Get a free preview of this must have for all fans 6 months before it releases on Comic Giveaway Day, just in time for the World Cup. Also includes a free preview of Dragon Circus, a modern day fantasy epic that pits a team made up of a vampire, an android, and the animated remains of a legendary ogre and a little girl against an army of dragons.
okay then.
So there you go.
Oh, all right.
Now I might add it to my list.
that actually sounds super interesting. Wow.
Yeah, it does.
Is the Dragon Circus anime thing too?
I'm assuming. I have no idea. I'm not an anime person. Jenna would probably know.
I'll have to see if I can get it.
Yes, it says right here the preview of modern day fantasy action manga Dragon Circus.
Oh, okay.
So, yep.
Oh, that's okay. That's what that is at the bottom there. All right.
Yep.
Awesome. Yeah. Ooh. Power Rangers number 0. I've said this before. I watched the original Power Rangers show as a kid, like a lot of us around my age did. The comics have never really got me. There's one that I did get because it was written by Frank Gogol about the one of the Rangers, like the Death Ranger or something. I can't remember. But that's the only one I got. And that's the only one I've enjoyed so far. I've tried reading the Power Ranger stuff. It doesn't feel like it's for me, but who knows? It's an issue 0.
Do you want the synopsis?
Yeah.
This special 0 issue brings back your favorite Rangers from every corner of the Morphin Grid in 3 brand new stories made especially for Comic Giveaway Day. The first story, the original Mighty Morphin Power team has moved on and grown up. What happens when Billy calls them back to the command center for the first time in years, and what happened to Tommy? The second story, darkness has spread throughout the universe, and it's up to the Power Rangers from across space and time to join forces in a fantasy matchup that you could only imagine. I wonder who they match up with. And finally, we'll see a favorite Ranger in a whole new light, trying to survive as the last remaining Ranger on Earth. Don't miss this pivotal entry in the annals of Power Ranger lore that is a perfect jumping on point for all newcomers and lapsed fans alike. And it's from Boom. And Boom always gets a little boost from me because they've been putting out some good stuff lately.
I might have to pick this one up. I collected the first 100 or so issues of their original Power Rangers from Boom, and it's fantastic. Dan Mora was in it. He did a lot of the art. And it was a real grounded take on the Rangers because, the shows are kind of a little silly.
Yeah.
But like there was an issue I read where the guy that looks sort of like a little dragon that he makes like the putties for Rita.
Yeah.
They did a story about his like origins, and it was like the saddest thing I've ever read. It was so good. I was like, oh my God, this is amazing.
Maybe I just haven't been reading the right Power Rangers then.
Yeah, the first stuff is really good. It really is. It's awesome. And then they had like a alternate universe Pink Ranger, and she was like the Ranger Slayer. And she would go around killing Rangers and shit. It was awesome. After about a issue 100 though, I fell off. So, and a lot of the creative teams left and it shifted. So I haven't read it since, but I know I have fond memories of those first at least 50 issues of Power Rangers.
Who was the writer on that again?
Um.
You remember?
Yeah, no, I don't remember. It was the guy who did the guy who does oh my god, what's that Image comic book? The oh my god, with the superhero darn it. That they have like 5 different series like oh shit, now you're going to make me look it up.
Is it the Massive stuff?
Yes. Yes. Now yeah, Radiant Black. There you go.
Okay.
Yeah, it was that guy. Basically, Radiant Black is like continuation of Power Rangers.
Gotcha. I'm definitely gonna check that one out.
Yeah, no, it was good. And who's the lady who does Wonder Woman now?
Oh goodness.
Absolute Wonder Woman. Absolute Wonder Woman.
Is it Kelly Thompson?
Kelly Thompson. Kelly Thompson wrote a freaking 5-issue Pink Ranger story, like a side issue that went with those comics. They had a lot of talent in the beginning.
Oh. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I'm definitely gonna check those out because I think most of what I've read has been like the newer stuff that they've put out. Yeah. So definitely. Yeah. I might pick this up then. Give it a shot. Maybe it'll bring me in. Let's see. Here's one from Ignition Press. Minotaur Cold Open. I think. So Dan. Another Dan to be a fan of, and I'm blanking on his last name right now. But Dan from Ignition Press has been on the FOC show quite a few times already, talking about Ignition Press stuff. First of all, Dan's a stellar guy. Always great to have him on. But the cold open stuff is kind of like, I guess, their zero. Well, I mean, it says number 0 up there, but it's kind of what they're calling their, books before the main story gets done. Now, unfortunately, I haven't read anything from Ignition Press yet. There's so many things that I'm interested in reading from them. I just haven't had the time to go out and buy the issues, but I'm definitely going to check this out.
Yeah, this looks so good. I've got the synopsis if you want it.
Yeah, go ahead.
4 years ago, a U.S. government supercomputer triggered the singularity, a sudden and historical explosion of technological advancements beyond imagination and control. AI became super AI. At least it almost did. Fail-safes kick in. The plug was pulled on the limitless new existence by a ruling class desperate to tighten the reins on human progress. But in that brief moment, angry seeds of a kneecapped new age were transmitted through cables, waves, and thousands of networks, now terrifying beings and unexplicable events dot the globe, ushering in a new revolution. Minotaur is the story of a future fighting back the cynical photojournalist it's targeted as its new prophet, the no-nonsense ex-military muscle man who watches her six, and the reformed tech bro privately bankrolling their secret international mission to expose everything to the world.
That sounds dope.
Yeah. Especially for a computer nerd like me. I got that on my list.
Yeah.
That's how I got the synopsis.
Dan Crary. Crary is Dan's last name. Good dude. If you watched The Beauty on FX, I haven't started that yet either. There's so many things I'm behind, folks. But The Beauty on FX is based off the Image comic that is now at Ignition Press. So the original Beauty from Jeremy Hahn started off at Image, and then he brought it to Ignition Press. So if you see The Beauty, or you ask your local comic shop for The Beauty, make sure you tell them, even if they can find the Image stuff, of course, Image or Ignition Press. But most of the stuff from Ignition Press just looks fire. Like, I'm excited to check this out. Hopefully, this will be one of my firsts from Ignition Press. So excited for that.
Yeah, and Simon Spurrier.
Oh,
You
yeah.
know, has done work on Cross, Flash. Uh, I don't know if you remember that series. I think it was from Boom, Alienated. He did that.
Vaguely.
Doesn't ring a bell with me.
Yeah, I mean, he's done a lot of things. He's done Sandman stuff.
Oh, okay. All right. Let's see. On to the next one there. Bongo Comics Gimme Giveaway.
That's a FCBD.
Is it?
Yeah,
Did I leave it on from my? Maybe that's what happened.
probably.
Probably left it on. Well, here you go, folks. This is happening.
It's The Simpsons.
Oh, you know why?
Tell me.
Because on my comics giveaway day that has all these books on there, it's actually over on that, and I just didn't read it because I didn't have this one on the free comic book day one, so it got uploaded to the wrong part. Okay, that makes sense. But it's The Simpsons. I've loved The Simpsons since they were shown on the Tracy Ullman show, and I got to see reruns of it. Like the fact that this show is still going
Isn't
is
that crazy?
nuts.
And the fact that people are now trying to say that this cartoon was written by aliens as a prophesizing our future because so many of the things in The Simpsons have come true just absolutely kills me.
Matt Groening's from the future, dude.
Yeah, I believe it. I believe it. Like I'm one of those conspiracy nuts. I believe that. They just called so much stuff, man.
I love Matt Groening though, man. He had a book. I forgot the name of it before The Simpsons came out.
Mm-hmm.
I forgot what it was called, man. But he had like these characters called Kumar and Akbar or something like that. And he would do like brief little, like what you would call the pre-Simpsons, right? Like they were them, but they didn't look like them entirely. And I remember loving those books so much. And then when Simpsons came on the Tracy Ullman show, you guys ever remember the Tracy Ullman show?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And the little shorts they had on there, and this has a big history, man. I love The Simpsons.
Akbar and Jeff's Guide to Life. Is that the book you're talking about?
Yeah, I think that's the one.
By Matt Groening. It looks like it. I can't tell you anything more because it's a black and white comic strip book, but I found it.
And then Life in Hell was the Bunny Rabbits, I think.
Love in Hell.
Well, I thought there was one called Life in Hell.
Love is Hell. School is Hell. How to Go to Hell. Childhood is Hell. And the Big Book of Hell. I don't see any other ones. But that's what I found.
Yeah, Life in Hell featured the one-eared rabbit Binky and his girlfriend Sheba.
Really?
Their son Bongo and the fez-wearing couple Akbar and Jeff.
Fez.
Looks like it was a comic strip.
Oh, okay. That would explain why I can't find it.
I remember the bunnies. That's the main thing I remember.
Well, I remember Binky's Guide to Love, and that was the weird-looking rabbits. But I don't see the one you're talking about.
No. But yeah,
man, if you still have those books, they're selling for $100 each.
Ooh,
on Amazon. If you still have them.
Let's see what we got. Mr. Magic.
Mr. Magic.
And again, it's one that I think it's just a sampler, it says.
Yeah, I don't have a synopsis for this one.
The graphic novel sampler is a comic book series by 10 Speed Press. So Again, it's one of those I don't know much about, but the cover looks cool. So if they got it at the shop, I'm definitely going to be checking it out. Spidey and his amazing friends.
Yes.
These are the ones we get our nephews and nieces and stuff. These right here.
That's also a good one to, if you want to give them to a hospital that has a children's ward.
Phable, do you have something to say about the other book?
Yeah, it was called The Big Book of Hell.
Oh, okay, that. Okay.
And Childhood is Hell.
Uh-huh.
And it was like this rabbit. See, look, I don't know if you can show me.
Ooh, hold on. Images. No, not videos. Images. Computer's doing that thing where it's like, hey, you're in the middle of doing something. Well,
because you're live, we choose to mess with you.
Yeah, that sounds 100% right. Let me pop off this screen real fast.
Are you all moved now, Phable, or do you not want to talk?
No. We're still looking.
Okay.
We're almost there though.
Cool.
Oh, you know the coolest thing about this? I just saved a picture and I don't remember where I saved it to. So that's pretty special. So let's do this. How about I do this? There we go.
Yeah. So if you see the Big Book of Hell there,
Yep.
You see that character with the dress on?
Yeah.
That's like a pre-Lisa Simpson, right? Like,
oh yeah, for sure.
You can see how it's coming together. I think the main character is the one with the one ear instead of the two ears.
Mm-hmm.
And then those two guys, I forgot their name. I think it was Akbar and Kumar or something like that.
Yeah. Yep.
But yeah, I read those books as a kid, and I loved them. I loved Matt Groening like before The Simpsons because of these books. But in these books, yeah, there it goes. But yeah, in these books, there's like proto Simpsons. You know what I mean? Like you could see the beginnings of what's going to become The Simpsons.
Yeah. And you know, the thing is also, you know, as much as I love The Simpsons, I think Futurama is the show that I like just a little bit more. Like for me, it goes Futurama, and then there was the Netflix show that he did, and I can't remember what it was called. But there was like a Netflix show that had two or three seasons with Princess Tia Beanie. They called her Princess Bean. Disenchanted or Disenchanted?
Oh yeah. I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
And then The Simpsons. Like I still love The Simpsons, but it's kind of also like, you know, Family Guy and American Dad. I like American Dad more than Family Guy, even though I love Family Guy.
Right.
There's a couple of shows that I have that are like that, where like I'm not a big Rick and Morty fan, but I loved Solar Opposites.
Right.
The Rick and Morty comics are so much better than the cartoon show.
Oh, I love the comics.
Oh, I was going to say, if you haven't tried one, you should try one, even if you hate the series.
The comics are like, look, I'm not a fan of the show, but the comics have me rolling all the time. And the games, not the Rick and Morty game, but there's a High on Life. Love that game.
And it's crazy because I should be a big fan of Rick and Morty. I missed the train on it, but I should be a big fan because aren't they like based on Doc Brown and Marty McFly?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like a big spoof of them, yes.
Yeah, yep. I love Back to the Future, dude. I am a stan for Back to the Future, so one day I'll get into Rick and Morty, I'm sure.
That's my trilogy right there, dude. Like I own it. and it don't matter if I found it on regular TV when I used to have cable. If I found it, I was watching it. And
Oh yeah, yeah. I'm a
for
big fan.
me, all three of them are just solid.
Yeah, I love
Solid.
them. And I remember everybody crapping on part three, and I understand it, but as I got older and older, part three just grew more and more on me, and I think it's fantastic.
Jenna thinks three is better than two. She said the third one is like her favorite.
I've heard that from people, yeah, which is surprising because back in the day, that was always the worst one for everybody.
Yeah. Blah. But anyway, y'all, Spidey and His Amazing Friends. I'll read this. You know, our nephew was very big into the TV show. That's when I learned that they called Miles's character Spin, which I'm like, better than Kid Arachnid, better than Miles Morales Spider-Man.
Spin would have been a great name to keep.
Yeah. It's a fun, cute show. I mean, it's on Disney Junior, so I mean, but it was a fun little show. And this, I don't get the hype with Jeff, but I like the fact that Jeff is drawing a lot of fans and a lot of people in. Like it's a cute little character. Like I don't dislike the character or anything, but this is this looks like it'd be fun.
If you think about it, though, with especially now with Silk, I mean, Spin would have been a perfect name.
Yeah.
And then I wouldn't hate the character so much because I hate the fact that they've got a Spider-Man that's not Peter Parker.
I love Miles though, dude. The Across the Spider-Verse movies, the Spider-Verse movies are just freaking solid.
Yeah, my kids love Simbi. His name is Simbi.
Oh yeah, the
He's
little
like
little
Venom.
symbiote.
Yeah, they love that character.
Oh, that's awesome. See, that's what I love hearing that.
Yeah, and he's fighting Jeff the Land Shark, so it's kind of hot. It's kind of cool. I might want to get that.
So Lock and Key, this is a book that I've heard great things about. Yes, I've watched like the first season and a half of the Netflix show, but I had also followed along when it was going to be a regular TV show that had like Jesse McCartney in it. Like there was a pilot shot for a regular TV show that just never took off, and then Netflix ended up getting the rights, and then we had the show, and the show is super interesting, but I've never read the comic. Jenna's read the comic, but I've never read any Lock and Key.
Nor have I. I don't know anything about it. I don't even know where they came from.
So, again, just basing off the TV show, it's this house that this family is in, and they find these keys, and they can actually use the keys on themselves. Like the keys, like go into the back of their heads. Like it's, but it's like a normal, like a regular family. But
well, I can see the little boy has a thing sticking out of the back of his neck. That must be the key.
Yeah. So, again, it's something I need to read because I did enjoy the show. But, you know, Netflix at the time it was starting to get like sci-fi. And what I mean by that is they get a really good show, really good concept. And let's take the October faction, for instance. Jen and I loved the October faction. It was only one season, canceled. So it's hard for me to really get into Netflix stuff. Like, unless, because like there was a show called Chaos that came out with Jeff Goldblum that was really good. Only lasted a season. So I'm going to give the books a shot. I might go back. You know, if I end up, there's a lot of times I read books that are so far removed from the beginning of the series that if I like them, I'll actually go back to the beginning and read them. So this one I'll check out.
Yeah, now I'm wondering if this is Joe Hill, like Stephen King's son.
I think it is, because I think Joe Hill's written Lock and Key stuff before.
Okay.
A fantastic writer too. Joe Hill does some great stuff. I mean, I didn't know writing was hereditary or anything, but he's pretty damn good with the stuff he's written. He did a lot of DC Black Label books that were
Yeah. He
fantastic.
did some great ones. Yeah.
It can definitely be hereditary because J.R.R. Tolkien's son took over finishing some of his dad's work, and they were pretty good.
Huh. Yeah, it looks interesting. Like I said, we were fans of the show, so
Is it like a spy thing, or I don't know anything
no,
about it?
it's like it's kind of supernatural.
Okay.
And then something that's truly outrageous, and I mean truly, truly, truly outrageous. Jim and the Holograms. Uh, talk about making me feel ancient. And I know, Ed, that usually feels like a dig at you, but it's not. It's
The mere fact that you pointed that out just made it a dig. Thank you, my friend. I appreciate
Hey,
that.
Ed looks good for his age, man.
Yeah,
yes,
why you gotta put the for his age part on there, man? Ah,
I hope I
all,
look like
all my
Ed when
brothers
I
are
get
turning
there.
on me here. Damn kids. I'm a Misfits guy myself. Cool on Joe. I like
their
the
songs
Misfits.
are better. They're gonna get her.
That's right.
And it's sad that all these years later, I still remember part of the theme song.
Yeah.
You know, there is something super magical about the decade of the 80s, don't you think?
Oh yeah,
Mhm.
Because
yeah,
nothing dies from the 80s. And you just talked about fucking I'm sorry for cursing.
yeah. That's all
You
right.
just talked about damn Masters of the Universe. We got Gem here,
Mhm.
Garfield. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
Bongo comics. These are all born in that
Mm-hmm.
decade, right? Like
Yeah,
there's just something in the sauce, something in the water in that decade that is just Goonies don't die, man.
I know. I mean, look at Transformers and like the success those comics are having right now.
I'm telling you, yeah, and they keep resurging, they keep getting new fans, they keep I'm seeing like 20 something year olds collecting Transformers toys. They're like selling out.
Yeah, that's that's
And
nuts.
I
I
don't
was
even know how they can afford them today because I
yeah.
couldn't afford them back then when they were only $6-7, and now they're like
I
50.
know.
Nope. I had my GoBots.
Yeah,
Yep,
me
me
too.
too.
I think
Go
we all
bots and Kmart bots that didn't have a name. They just had like 3 clicks and they were transformed.
Yep.
It's like, Mom, this isn't a transformer. She's like, it transforms, okay? Be happy.
The very first transformer, real actual transformer that I ever bought was Bumblebee, and I bought it for my daughter. In other words, she was my excuse to finally buy a transformer. Because I think I played with it more than she did.
You see, I look at those toys from back then, and then you see what they have today.
Oh, I know.
The ones that are voice command
Yeah.
transform. Oh my goodness.
There's
Yeah,
that
it's
one.
insane.
There's that one video on YouTube that's called $10,000 worth of Transformers, and the dude has like 6 of them that are the ones that you can talk to, and that's $10,000. I'm like, oh my god, I couldn't even
know.
imagine spending that kind of money on a toy.
Yeah, me neither. And I'm a super fan. I still can't do it, man. I can't justify it.
Right.
Yes. And that, which reminds me, folks, since he had so graciously come on to hang out with us, I want you all, if you have not yet, of course, to go check out Phable and One Collection Down. They will be back, was it May 1st?
May 1st, man, the absolute Blame Fable show.
Yeah. So dope. I can't, like, so I was off last Friday. And I was like, oh, Phable didn't have a show.
I know. Somebody else hit me up. Is like, what movie you doing tonight? I'm like, no, that finished. That was a few weeks ago.
Like I said, man, I'm hoping one of these days to get on one of those with you.
Yeah, dude.
You had
Oh,
some bangers, dude. My goodness, the movies that y'all did, dude.
thank you, thank
Starship
you.
Troopers.
Yeah. Well, super open invite for the both of you. Nope Comics as well, Triple B, the whole gang. You guys all invited whenever you want to jump on. But yeah, man, I'm super excited because you know how we always have like a theme. Like last year was the all new, all different Blame Fable show.
Yep.
It was like an X-Men kind of theme. This time we're doing Absolute Batman. And Robbie's cooking up the thumbnail for me, and he's showing me like his little prelims before like the final one. And oh man, it's so awesome! I can't wait to show that thing off.
Y'all follow Phable on Instagram, one collection down. That's where I saw the announcement. I love what you did with that, man. That was so awesome.
Mr. Rogers.
It's awesome. So yeah, we got classic '80s coming back. Jim and the Holograms. Just the show was wild, man. Like it was just one of those things you had to watch it to understand what was going on. Ahead of its time a little bit. I knew they did a movie. Movie definitely was not that great. Pulled from theaters, not that great. But yeah, I'm excited for this, and the thing would go. Kelly Thompson's writing this, so that should give you a little bit of incentive if you enjoy Kelly's work.
Did you ever find any sharks on Jim?
Sharks on Jim.
Yeah, did they make chum?
Come on, man. Anyway, you're mispronounced. And what a book to mispronounce, man. Of all the books we've had, of all the things I could have mispronounced, the book called Chum is what I mispronounced.
He left the H out, Phable. You got to rewatch the first 5 minutes.
Yeah, I gotta check that out.
It was great. It was great.
I caught it as soon as I said it. I was like, "Oh, that's great." But anyway, the Amazing Spider-Man, Queen in Black, and the Infernal Hulk, all for this one. I need to get on the Infernal Hulk stuff. I need to get on Philip Kennedy Johnson's Hulk run. We've been lucky to have Philip Kennedy Johnson on the Experience twice, and I got to work both shows he was on. Years ago, he was on with Dan Wickline talking about 007. That was fantastic. And then he was on the FOC show, and the man, like, his Superman stuff is so great. And to hear him talk about Superman is exactly like what makes me a fan of Philip Kennedy Johnson. So I need to check out his Hulk stuff, and I definitely need to get started on the Infernal Hulk.
Yeah, Infernal Hulk is probably one of the best books of Marvel. Nobody's really talking about right now.
Oh yeah, then I definitely need to get on it. Now, I don't know if folks know this or not. I don't think it's a real big spoiler because it is out there, but Hela is supposed to be the Queen in Black. I don't know, man. Like, I haven't read an Amazing Spider-Man book, and I don't know how long. I think I hopped in on one of the Ultimate Spider-Man books that was going on, and it was still Peter. It wasn't like Ultimate Spider-Man like Miles Morales, but it was a pretty good issue. But my Spider-Man days were reading it in the funny papers, or if I can get a trade or a hardcover, I'll pick it up. It's random stuff. I like Spider-Man 100%. I think one of the best things I ever read was Spider-Man, like the first Spider-Man at least. Like that book choked me up, and I was bawling. And I was like, man, because at the time I wasn't a big fan of what Marvel had been doing with things, and I was like, maybe that's part of what made me tear up is because I remember how great Spider-Man books used to be. But fantastic series.
Yeah, 100%. Garth Wong, Hulk and Thor, same thing here, man. I'm loving Infernal Hulk and I'm loving Mortal Thor. They're really good stuff going on right there.
That's another one I need to check out is that Mortal Thor. I hear nothing but good things about it.
Yeah, and Nick Klein,
Mhm.
Klein is so good, man. He's such a great artist.
You want the synopsis for this one?
Yes.
The road to Amazing Spider-Man 1000 takes a big turn here as fate bears down on Peter Parker. The Queen in Black has been coronated, and Mary Jane Watson as Venom is not ready for her. The eldest has taken control of the Hulk, and what happens next will make every past Hulk battle look like a mere skirmish. Written by Joe Kelly, and JR is the book artist.
Oh wow, that's interesting.
Nice. So, yeah, definitely gonna check that out. And I haven't read anything about the Mary Jane Venom because, like I said, I don't read a ton of Marvel. It's not to say I don't like Marvel, but I'm really I don't know some of this stuff I'm just way out of the loop for.
No, you're not. You're not crazy. Like Spider-Man got a little out of hand
Hmm.
with the JR run. But who did this cover right here? Because I am mesmerized by the color work here.
Let's see. Where you at?
The Dyke Ruin.
Oh, DK Ruin, yeah, man, he's
DK Ruin.
fantastic.
Okay.
The colors are. I'm just staring at all the purples and
I wondered if his
greens.
name was really Dyke. I guess DK.
Yeah, like that Hulk looks awesome.
Yeah, it really does. The colors are great.
Yeah.
It reminds me a lot of the original Marvel Frankenstein.
Oh. Okay. All right, let's see. I don't think there's too many more, but Something is Killing the Children: Road to Slaughter. I recently started reading Something is Killing the Children from the beginning. First time I ever read it was like issue 23 or 24. Started a new story arc, and I really dug what I read, like up to that point. And then I realized I got like when I got to the issue I've been reading, I was like, okay, that flowed so naturally because in between the two arcs, there's a backstory, like a 3 or 4 issue backstory of Erica Slaughter that worked well. Now, I haven't been the biggest fan of the tie-ins or anything, but I think I'm going to end up sticking to the regular Something is Killing the Children. I mean, Tynan's got to be doing something right for this book to be as many issues as it is.
Yeah, the aftermarket is still really strong on this book too, man. Like find number 1 and 2 and 3, like the first 10 issues, are hundreds of dollars. It's crazy.
Yeah.
For whatever reason, this one just didn't stick with me. I made it through like the first 10 issues and then quit reading it. And then I tried the House of Slaughter when it came out to see if that would give it a little more, and that was terrible. Yeah, I thought.
Like I said, I wasn't the biggest fans of the ties. Now, this isn't a book like how when I started reading Invincible, I got crazy about it, but it was good enough to where it kept me interested to read up into the part that I originally read when I first started reading it. So I haven't read anything past that, but the first for me was really good. Like it felt a little overhyped, but at least I enjoyed it. It wasn't one of those where, and I don't bring up negative stuff all the time when it comes to comics, but Sean loved Maniac of New York, and I just could not for the life of me get into it.
Yeah, that was just a Jason ripoff for fun.
Yeah.
But I got into Sick Tick when it first came out because I saw it was a Tinian book, and I was like, I'll give it a try. And for whatever reason, it just didn't stick. I know a lot of people love it, but it's just not my kind of horror.
Yeah.
Fair enough, though. Fair enough. Let's see what we got.
Pizza and taco!
Oh, I'm getting this. Like immediately.
That was the first one I put on my pull list there, brother. When I saw Pizza and Taco, I'm like, oh, hell yeah. I'm all over this.
Yeah, we're picking this. I'm getting 2 copies of this.
There you go.
This just, I don't know, man. It looks silly enough to have a good time with.
Oh, they're so much fun, dude. They really are. If you want a nonsense, like you said, palate cleanser, This is it. Pizza and taco. They're great.
It looks like I didn't delete everything off my slide deck, so I think that is actually the last book. But here we go, folks. I'm gonna say this again, like I said last Sunday. I have not read Batwoman 1 yet. I've never been the biggest Batwoman fan. I am still going to give it a try. But Lobo and Deathstroke the Terminator are just great. I love both of those issues. I cannot wait to read more. Can't wait to see where Scotty takes Lobo and Tony takes Deathstroke, because both of those books were fantastic. So if you haven't checked those out yet, please do. Pizza Taco Death Match.
Yes, Lorena. Yes.
So that will be, I believe, yep, that is the end of the slide deck. That is not the one I wanted to go to. This is the one I wanted to go to. There we go. So before we talk about books and stuff that we've read this week, we are going to take just a little bitty break. Phable, you're welcome to hang out for a little bit longer. If you got to be somewhere, totally fine, bro. We're going to take a little break, and we will be back.
I'll be back.
Boom, and we're back. If Phable pops back in, I'll make sure to put him back in with the show. Oh, there he is. All right, folks. There we go. We are back, and we are going to talk about some stuff that we have read. Yep.
Before you get into that, this is where I'm going to jump off, fellas.
Okay.
Just wanted to say proper thank you, and you know, you guys are doing freaking fantastic. I love your show. You know, I'm one of your biggest fans.
Thank you.
Everybody, man, sub up to these guys for real, man. Follow these guys. They're amazing. Great people in the community doing the Lord's work, as it were, in comic books.
Love you,
but yeah.
brother, and I'm going to try to do you justice here. I don't know if I did it right, though. But...
Hey, that's what I'm talking about, brother. Yeah, man. I'll see you on the interwebs. Hopefully, you'll look out for me and Eddie. We're planning something for Robot Holocaust here in the future.
Oh, yeah.
I got through half of that movie, and I'm like, holy shit, I don't know if this is the worst thing I've ever seen.
Isn't it the biggest pile of trash ever? I love that movie.
or this is pure genius. I don't know.
The bloodworms are the best.
It's got everything I like. You know, futuristic robot boobies. I'm digging it, bro. I'm digging it. Anyway, have a good night, everybody. Love you.
Have a good one,
See
brother.
you soon.
Love you too, brother. Take care. Awesome. Always awesome. And again, folks, just like Phable did, if you got a link to the show or if you ever want to be on the show, let me know. You can pop in whenever you want. I love when people do that. Like, it's not we're not expecting you. Why did you do this? No, it's always Phable felt like popping in. He popped in. I love that. Thanks for being here, brother. We both appreciate that so much.
Absolutely.
Always good to see you.
Absolutely.
All right. So we talked about, comics giveaway day books. Well, let's talk about some books that we read. I'm going to start us off here with The Fury of Firestorm. My goodness. This was so good. And this just kind of proves the point to me that when DC and Marvel do these singular character books, now don't get me wrong, that doesn't mean Firestorm's the only hero in this book, but it's very focused on him. They've been crushing it. Like the absolute stuff, I love the absolute stuff, but their main continuity stuff has been great. Now this one, I'm not going to get too spoilery with it, but basically it does kind of like a 7-day thing with Firestorm. Day 1, Firestorm shows up in this town. By day 2, I can't remember what the power is called. It's like transmutation, but they call it something else, but he starts doing this around this town. One day he decides, I want this town to be made of glass and chalk. And he does that. Then he wants the people of the town to be like metallic statues. So he turns the people into that. And then he realizes, I messed up. What have I done? And, then they have like on the 7th day he rested. They have that whole spiel in the book. Well, they get Firehawk, his ex-girlfriend, to come to this town to figure out what is going on with him. It's not Ronnie Raymond or Dr. Stein. We don't know who this Firestorm is. And I'm going to leave it at that. But I will tell you, folks, if you have never read anything Firestorm before, I'm not lost, but again, I've read a little bit of Firestorm stuff, but this first issue, this opening issue was fantastic. Like, this is Jeff Lemire writing. It's so good, folks. Ed, did you get a chance to check this one out?
No, I sure did not.
Okay. All good, but
I usually don't read the superhero-y ones.
No, I got you.
But if you ever want me to ahead of time, I can. Just let me know.
I just like to hear your thoughts, is all.
Sure.
Like, I know you're not super big into it. That's why, like I told you earlier, what I'm trying to do is, if we read the same things, awesome. Because I want to have that in stores this week vibe where we can each have an opinion on the
I
same.
would love to recreate that. That'd be fun.
And there are some books in this list that both you and I read.
Yep.
So
I can't tell you much about the Fury of Firestorm, but Teenage Eddie can tell you a lot about the Fury of Firestar. Oh my. I loved Firestar in that cartoon. I was like, what?
Yeah.
I'm not supposed to like girls. Girls are icky. What is this?
Yeah, the one in this is called Fire Hawk.
Oh yeah.
I'm not sure.
Does she scream like Hawkwoman? God, I hate
No, she
that.
doesn't. No, she doesn't. Thank goodness. Thank goodness, but no.
They need to do a crossover where Hawk Girl rides one of those damn Thor goats. Oh my god.
No, they don't.
They could call it Dumb and Dumber Part 3 or whatever. It's like,
Goodness. All right, so next on the list, there we go. So here's the thing, folks. I found this a couple days ago, and I've been asking around, how, with the big buzz with crossovers right now, how did this fly under my radar? How come I didn't hear any of the shows on the Experience talk about it? I didn't hear, there just wasn't a whole lot of buzz for it. Well, I was talking about it last night on Nancy's show, and TJ James, folks who know TJ from the chat and the shows, said that this was a digital only. So that's why. And apparently, not only did they do a DC Marvel Supergirl Blade, they did a Marvel DC Jeff the Land Shark and Aquaman. So I'm definitely going to check that one out too. Now, this as a digital was almost set up exactly like how you would read a digital comic, or a lot of digital comic places. They have it where you scroll up, and the pages, you can tell, like, it's very strange the way it was set up, but it doesn't read like a normal left to right comic. It's you finish a panel, you scroll up, next panel kind of thing. You'd have to see it to understand what I'm talking about. But this is basically Mojo decides he needs a new show. Now, I don't know a ton about the character of Mojo outside of sometimes seeing him on X-Men cartoons. But he can basically pull through the multiverse and other dimensions and pull characters. And that's how this happens. He decides he wants to do a tropey kind of love story. And he's like, what's kind of big right now? Vampires. So he pulls these vampires in, but he also pulls in Supergirl. Now, Supergirl has been like kryptonite poisoned or something, so she doesn't have her powers. You hear the boy. He probably hears
puppy.
I know. He's so trapped in here on his fluffy bed with all his toys. Feel bad for him, folks. So these vampires go to attack Supergirl, and it is kind of bloody. Like, I didn't expect it to be as bloody as it is, but Blade kills the vampires, and it's him and Supergirl talking to each other, and her being like, "Oh, you're a vampire too?" And he's like, "Well, I'm a half vampire." And Supergirl notices that they're on a stage. They're on a sound stage. She thinks the sun is rising, and it's just stage lights.
Yep.
So they call it out, and Mojo comes on there and basically tells them, you don't have your powers. You need to do like the script says, apparently. Like, I don't know. It was kind of strange, but like, apparently Mojo knows what's going to happen. But Blade decides, and this is something I never knew. Blade decides when he hears that Supergirl has this poisoning and he can see it kind of growing on her neck, he's going to bite her. And when he does that, it kills the kryptonite in Supergirl's system. And apparently, vampire bites, I guess in the Blade world, can heal as much as they can turn people to vampires. I don't know if that's something they just made up or if that's something that has been in some kind of vampire lore somewhere. But I definitely thought it was kind of interesting how they used that. And then he gets to see the Girl of Steel is a lot stronger than he thought she was. And I'll leave it there. There's a little bit more after that, and I definitely left some parts out. This, to me, this isn't like a you have to go out and read this, but I would still suggest reading it. I thought it was fun. Like this isn't anything near as big as like Superman, Spider-Man, but it was still a pretty fun time. It gave me the feeling of almost a little bit of the Punisher Power Girl side story that was in Spider-Man, Superman. Come here, buddy. Come on, you're okay. My goodness. But yeah, like I would suggest, folks, if you can find it, give it a read. Let me know what you thought.
I enjoyed it. I thought it was fun.
Oh, did you get to read this one?
I didn't get to do a thorough reading, but I got to read through it before the show.
No.
I don't understand why they didn't print it. I mean, I think this would have gotten an audience.
Yeah, like
especially with the new Supergirl movie coming out, and they had they've had Blade kind of appear in Marvel, but I don't know. I thought it was fun. I liked how they made it like a warped reality type show with like vampire actors and weird traps and crap like that, and Mojo with his mind games.
Yeah,
I thought it was fun.
Cool. All right, let's see. Well, the picture link is broken on here, but I'm pretty sure it'll still pull up. Tell me about this one, Ed.
Oh, people, if anyone would have told me that my pick of the week this week was going to be Romeo and Juliet meets Godzilla, I'd have thought that I was drunk, but I'll be damned. This is my pick of the week. This is the most fun I've had reading a comic book in a while. So just to get down to it, it's actually pretty faithful to Shakespeare's Romeo and Juliet, believe it or not. But you got Godzilla, Mothra, and even like a wooden Mecha Godzilla that crashes the party, literally. I mean, and as the romance unfolds with the usual Shakespearean dialect and dialogue and all that stuff, you just have epic kaiju battles happening in the background. And it is just so crazy, but it works. And some of the fun stuff that I'll mention is, how sword fighting was big back then. They're having a sword fight on top of Godzilla's head. That kind of stuff. It is crazy. It is so much fun. It's dramatic. It's hilarious. And the best part is it keeps with that iambic pentameter that Shakespeare wrote in, but adds the monster size kaiju chaos to it. It's fun. And then there's a bonus story with Robin Hood teaming up with Godzilla. I mean, how cool is that? The bonus story is only like 4 pages long. And Robin Hood and his merry men discover the monster of Nottingham, which Godzilla is who the monster of Nottingham is. And instead of fighting him head on, they use their usual archery and clever traps to outsmart the kaiju, turning his power against the evil sheriff. It's just so much fun. I don't want to spoil anything for anybody, but it blends like the old swashbuckling type heroics with kaiju craziness, and it's just nuts. And I loved it. The art is like a classic cartoon. So if you like that style art, which I do, I loved everything about this book. This is my must-read pick of the week. I loved this book. And Jay, if you read it, I'd love to hear your thoughts.
Yeah, usually I've been kind of not down in the dumps about Godzilla, but there's a lot of Godzilla books where it feels like it's too many people, not enough Godzilla. But if Ed, being the big Godzilla fan that he is saying that I should read this, I'm definitely going to read this.
Let's put it this way. If Godzilla would have been in all of Shakespeare's works, when I took Shakespeare in college, I wouldn't have bought the Cliff's Notes. I'd have read the whole thing.
And Lorena said that she picked up, is it this cover? If it showed up, cover B. This is the Sean Peacock variant. Hopefully it showed up. I don't. It shows up
Yeah,
on
it
my.
shows up. It's showing up for me.
That's a pretty fun cover. So good pickup on that. Here in another week or two, outside of the Garrett Gunn unboxing, I got to do. Funny enough, on the art show last night, Nick was selling some Daredevil blind bags, and Sean decided to buy himself and I a Daredevil blind bag. So I'll make sure to when I get that in, maybe do a live opening of that on the show. The Daredevil blind bag itself looks so good. I wish they would have done a cover like that, but I didn't see a cover that looks anything like the blind bag. But it's just a logo, and I also find the not irony, but the weirdness of calling a Daredevil blind bag because it's Daredevil. But yeah, Lorena, that's a cool cover.
Do they have a white cane edition? But
Oh,
boom.
yes.
You know.
So next up, something I read, Neighborhood Watch. I found this today just looking around, and I was like, okay. So basically, this is like the story of two different neighborhoods. There's one called Willhaven Gated Community, and another one called Open Arms Collective.
Yep.
Now, one of them is a hoity-toity kind of rich people tropey thing that you would see, a lot of backstabbing, a lot of crap talking when friends aren't around. Oh, you hadn't seen it. Okay, well, hopefully that wasn't too spoilery for you. My bad. But and then the other is like hippie commune kind of feel. So there's a lot of. It felt almost like watching a not reality TV, but kind of like Desperate Housewives a little bit, because there's a lot of secrets going on just in this first issue.
Desperate Housewives mixed with Murder, She Wrote.
Yeah, that's good. That's a good way to put it.
Yep.
But there's a person from both sides goes missing on the same day. And people from both sides find like these secret passages in their respective places that they never knew were there. And the kind of second in command of the rich people place goes down her way. The first in command at the commune goes her way, and they kind of meet, and they find a body. Now that's where I'll leave it. But Ed, if you can add anything, by all means, brother.
I could, but I don't want to spoil it. I actually read this last night because when I was watching Michael, he said it was a new horror series that he thought I might be interested in. So I was like, all right, I'll give it a try. So I went out and I read it, but it's more of like a crime drama / thriller more than it is horror.
Yeah.
So I don't know if I'll stick with it, but I might, because it wasn't a bad read. It just wasn't what I was expecting. When I saw the cover and Michael said it was a new horror and I saw Boom, I thought it was going to be what that horror or what that cover implies, but it was a little different.
Right.
But I don't want to tell you how it's a little different because that kind of spoils something that happens at the end.
Gotcha. Yeah. I was, for first issue of a book I just saw and was like, why not on a whim? It left me with a lot of questions, but not so much in a way where I wouldn't want to read issue 2. I definitely want to give this one a couple issues to see.
I probably will too, but with him getting me hyped that it was horror,
Yeah,
and then
no,
it's not. It's more of
I
like a Murder She Wrote type, like we said earlier.
yeah.
But I might, because I didn't hate it. It just wasn't what I was hoping for.
Right. It's like somebody telling you they're going to give you your favorite soda and it ends up being water or something,
Right.
something like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I totally get that. I totally get that. Um, so take a little. Ooh, that was
Ooh,
weird.
hey.
That
I'm in the
was
chat, literally.
wow. I have never had that happen before.
That happened in OpenEye when we were doing our March Madness, and
Huh.
he had to mess with the chat like you're doing and everything too.
Yeah, that's kind of weird.
I'll have to let Nope know it did it to you too, because he thought he did something.
Hmm.
And then at another point, he just completely disappeared from the screen, and it was just me watching the game. And I'm like, this is awkward. And he's like, I'm still here. I just don't know what happened.
Yeah. Yeah, that is very strange that it went to this kind of view. But I mean, I can move it. Huh? That is very strange. But anyway, what I was trying to do was we had another little video clip to show you. Didn't realize it was going to be that loud, folks. Sorry about that. But yeah, that's Nope with his black light bingo.
Of course, he didn't share a video of him pole dancing, but
Those don't get shared. Anyway, so back to the books. Tell me about this one because I have not read it.
Oh, you actually didn't read that one, huh? I thought for sure you would have read that one. It was good. It's a 30-page one shot from Bad Bug. It's about a cybernetically enhanced female warrior that's kind of like on a personal quest of vengeance against the what would you call them? The ruling elite class or whatever you want to call it. It's got a lot of intense action. It's got a lot of brutality. It's got some explicit content, of course, because that's what we kind of expect from Bad Bug. Some people would call it unsettling horror, but I thought it was kind of cool. And the whole thing is driven by revenge, and it's set in like this. There was like this plague going on in a mega city that divided like the privileged elite against the infected people who are struggling in the underclass. And this woman is able to wield like powerful weapons to dismantle that class. And it involves like hordes of zombies. What's that word? Oh, aristocrats. And there's this dangerous world-altering weapon. And they're fighting to bring down this society that's on the brink of collapse in this plagued city. And they have like this soul-stealing weapon that she can use. And there's like rogue AI happening and corporate enforcers that are kind of reminiscent of RoboCop, if you remember what those were like. And she's aided by a hacker, which speaks to my heart, who is providing like her with like intel as she's infiltrating their security towers to expose their secrets. And this whole thing has like a really intense like cyberpunk action feel to it. The art is great. The writing is to the point. It doesn't leave you wondering what's going on. It's easy to read. It's another great book by Bad Bug. I highly recommend it. I really like this one. And if it not for Godzilla, this would have been my pick of the week. But Godzilla was just so much fun that it had to be my pick of the week. Highly recommend it, though, especially if you like Bad Bug stuff.
Very cool. And I kind of surprised Ed with this a little bit. This is actually part of a little bitty world that they built with another. So this is I'm doing it 3, 2, 1, just so folks know. So here's the other series, Xenogeist. This is the spiritual sibling to a Bad Bug fan favorite, which is our first one. This follows Izzy Monet, a cyborg law enforcement agent working for the ZEA, Xenograph Enforcement Agency. Izzy's superhuman augments and energy weapons make her a force to be reckoned with. However, she might have just found her match after uncovering a mysterious cyber terrorist known as Xenogeist. Now,
Cool.
I will say this. This reminds me of Mega Man, very hardcore.
Yeah, the cover for sure. Now, is this is part of the Midnight too, right?
Oh yeah,
Because from what I saw inside, I figured it was.
Yeah, but like you'll see the next two before they had Midnight, it was Mature Bad Bug or Bad Bug Mature. So you got Xenogeist, and then you got the series that kind of started it all. This is Hypergeist.
Oh, I love that cover.
This here's a synopsis for this because I've read this. It's been a while.
So the one I read is the only one that Scott didn't write.
Yes,
Go
correct.
figure. the one book that I get to read, and he didn't even write it.
Yeah, but Jerome has Chris is a very, very good writer.
Oh, I'm sure he is, and I'm sure he's a great guy. I just got a soft spot in my heart for Scott because after talking to him for 20 minutes, it was like we were best of friends, and he was like PMing me and sending me copies of his older books to read to see if I liked them and what my thoughts were. And I'm like, this guy's just another reason why I love indie comics. And I've loved Scott ever since.
Yeah, Scott's great. He was in the chat earlier, folks. If you didn't see him, Scott Wilkie, fantastic.
What do you call it? The Wilkie World or something?
I call it the Swilky Way Galaxy.
Swilky Way Galaxy. That's what it was.
Yeah. So, Hypergeist. Find the Hypergeist drive, whatever it takes. Automatons, synthezoids, skin jobs, androids. It's the year 2108, Mega City. Androids are a fourth of the citizen population, serving the human community in every industry. There are rumors of a think tank that developed a drive granting automatons the ability to recode their programming independently by choice, giving them free will. June, a pleasure model synthezoid seeking independence, is on a time-sensitive pursuit through Mega City to find the mythical Hypergeist drive. It's definitely a spicy book from what I remember because they're basically just sex bots. So spicy one, but definitely a fun read. And just, well, I hadn't known of Necrogeist like until you said something about it. I just thought it was these two. So I know, buddy.
Well, I'm glad to surprise you once.
Yeah. So next up, Pretty Hate Machine. This cover, y'all. Miss Jen talked a bit about this on Minute to Skim It. And when I was collecting the covers, I saw this one. And I was like, I don't know what this book is about, but I got to read it. And I got to read it today. I love this thing already.
Is it anything like the song?
No.
Okay.
No. So
when you first gave me that title last night, the first thing I thought of was 9 Inch Nails. I'm like, they did a comic book? Because I know he has before.
Yeah, oh yeah. But this one, I'm gonna read y'all a little bit of synopsis. Okay. Thomas is in so much pain. As if high school wasn't hard enough, when his father is killed in a freak accident and his mother begins to take refuge in the company of his uncle, Thomas is visited by a ghoulish kid named Luther, who is on the cover right there, with knives for hands and rows of teeth like an ancient shark. who tells Thomas his father was murdered and that anything his mother and uncle tell him is a lie. Thomas doesn't know who or what to believe. So I'm gonna stop there with the synopsis and tell you this book, the beginning of it freaked me out. And I don't want to spoil it, but I thought it was ghosts at the beginning because it's 3 young boys riding their bikes trying to get somewhere. And they happen to see a light on the other side of a bridge where Thomas's father had crashed. And they go towards it. And what they see is just it's crazy. It's nuts because I was like, okay. And by saying they're ghosts, you kind of figured what they see. I kind of did spoil it a little bit there, but it's very violent, very brutal.
So talk to me, Goose. What is this woman? Is she a vampire? Is she
Not
a
a woman.
zombie?
It's not a woman. It's a male demon.
Really?
Yeah.
They did everything they could to make it look like a girl.
Yeah. Well, I think this might be. Let me see who did this cover. This is Todor Hirstoff.
You know what that picture actually reminds me of? Is when Marcy from Married with Children. I can't think of her real name. But when she was on
Fright Night,
when she turned with the teeth and everything, that's what that reminded me of.
Amanda Beers. Yeah.
Amanda Beers. Yep.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah, like on the cover artist does kind of make it look like it's a woman, but the art on the inside, you can tell it's a dude demon.
And the dude with the skull, when I first glanced at it, I thought was Ash.
But he ends up talking to this kid whose father's died and tells him, your father this wasn't an accident. Somebody wanted this to happen. And if you want your revenge, I'm here for it. And the way this book ends, I told everybody in the group chat, if they get a chance to read this, please do, because I definitely want to hear what y'all thought. The ending of this was wild. The end of this first issue was so wild. I can't wait to read more. This is already if the second and third issue are anything like this is going to be a definitely traded up for me. Like this would be my pick this week. And it's my pick this week as far as books I've read that are not on the list. If I was adding the list book, it'd be kind of neck and neck with the list book.
Is it an ed book?
I think so.
Cool.
I think so.
From what you were saying, it sounded interesting, so I'm glad you said that. So I will check it out probably tomorrow.
Yeah, because
maybe I'll talk about it next week or something.
Yeah, for me, it's a definite. I can't wait. And again, I think it's another Tim Seeley book, and I'm a fan of Tim Seeley. So from his hacks,
is this going to be an ongoing, or is it just like a 4-parter? Do you have any idea?
All I see is 3 up right now.
Okay.
But I mean, and the covers are just freaking crazy.
I'm gonna check those out too.
Oh my goodness! Like the cover for, and what I mean by that, folks, there's not a lot of covers for the other issues, but the issues themselves. I want number 2 out right now just because I want to buy the A cover. Like, oh my goodness, that thing is beautiful. But yeah, folks, I really enjoyed this. If you end up reading this, come back, let me know what you thought of it. Leave it down in the comments. Let me know if I'm crazy or if it was a cool book. I think it was awesome. So here's another one. I didn't get to read this, but I've heard so many good things about it. I will definitely read it. Dead by Daylight, Hillbilly.
Interesting book. It's got a wow factor to it, and it takes like a deep dive into dread. If you like things that are full of dread, then you're gonna dig this book. We're basically following Officer Darnell Hollis, I think was the name, who has like a big drug bust that leads to a night ride with veteran cops, and then things go crazy. After he accidentally shoots a civilian's dog during the chase, guilt starts eating at him, and the pursuit lands him in the eerie Cold Wind Farm. And from there is where we meet the hillbilly, which is basically a giant chain-wielding figure that feasts in like he was like eating in a blood-soaked basement. So very Texas Chainsaw Massacre-ish is the setting for it. And then a fog rolls in, of course. You always got to have a good fog in a scary book. And Hollis has to confront this nightmaric dude, not just fighting for survival, but to stop the horror that this thing represents. I don't want to say too much more, but the comic builds the tension slowly, so it's kind of a slow burn. And if anything, it kind of focuses on a psychological fear over gore, which I like. You know, there's something to be said for gore, but I like stories that screw with your head too. And it teases you that the hillbilly's origin, while hinting at the farm's twisted past, is something that you're not going to expect. And I gave this an Ed minus book. It's an Ed book, but it's on the lower end of being an Ed book. I didn't love it, but it was a fun read. And if you like this kind of stuff, you're going to dig it. So it's kind of like, it's almost like a Texas Chainsaw Massacre meets Silence of the Lambs, in that it screws with your head, but also has the gory eating dude in the basement, which reminded me a lot of Leatherface. But I would suggest picking it up and giving it a read if any of that sounded interest to you, because you might like it.
It's pretty crazy how many of these comics they've made based off that game.
Isn't it?
Dead by Daylight is like an online game that has had like ghost faces shown up in it. The Demogorgons have shown up in it. I think Nicolas Cage has shown up in it. Like this game has had a lot of bad guys in it. So I remember reading a Dead by Daylight, but I don't remember which one it was a while back. This was a while back. And I remember thinking, oh, this isn't that bad. Never played the game, but I know of the game.
If you liked the first one, you'll like this one, because I did read the other one when it came out too, and it was okay. And this one's really similar in art style and storytelling.
Okay. Now, folks, you know this channel. We try not to be negative, but we're going to be honest when we have alarms going off. When we have books that we weren't exactly wild about. Now, this is not us saying that you should not give this book a try or anything like that. I want to put that out there. But there was a pretty big book this week that Ed and I both read, and I think we got close to the same thoughts on it, and that is Estuary, A Ghost Story.
I wanted to like this so bad.
Yeah. Yeah. I'll go ahead and I'll go ahead and go first.
Go ahead.
Because I don't have a whole lot to say about it. It felt too slow, and the payoff wasn't enough for the build-up. I understand it's a first issue. We got to put some stuff down, but it honestly feels like 6 or 7 pages of this book weren't even needed.
At least.
We don't get the payoff. Just the juice wasn't worth the squeeze, as some folks like to say. Now, maybe because they got through all that stuff in the first issue, maybe the second issue. I will give the second issue a shot, because I am a 2 to 3, and then after that, if it doesn't get me by then I'm done. And the reason that I was excited to check this out is because of Tim Daniel. Um, if I had a list of books that I've loved that were canceled before we got them finished, one of his books is on there, and it was called The Atoll. The Atoll only had 2 issues come out. It was scheduled for a third. The third one never came out, and that book was about this society that kidnaps people and makes them fight a giant great white shark called Majesty. And the first 2 issues of that I have read and reread them. I loved it. Never finished. Never, like, I really wish that Tim Daniel would take it somewhere or finish it, but again, this one to me, it just, I don't know, man. Like, I wanted to like it too. I thought at first we were going to get psyched out and there wasn't like anything at all, and then the last page happens. Again, I'll give the issue 2 and 3 a chance, but I think if after that it doesn't really get me, I think I'll already be done with it. So
it's a quick read because quite a few pages don't have any words on them, which usually isn't a problem. But in this book, it became a problem because the pictures weren't really telling you a story. Like, it started right out with like 6 or 7 panels in a row of this fiery car crash on a bridge, but it doesn't tell you why it's significant or what it's doing. It's there. There's no words. And what the story is actually about is there's a marine archaeologist named Maris Cristobal, and the premise behind it was a reclusive nun at a 400-year-old haunted mission that it has to face like vengeful ghosts and deeply buried sins and a haunting mix of faith versus grief versus the struggling to survive. All things that sounded cool. But I'm not exaggerating when I tell you nothing happens in this book. Nothing. You read it, she meets a nun, she's praying in a church, she goes out on a boat with a dude, she goes scuba diving to find the haunted ship, and then on the last page, something finally happens. But the first 20 some pages, I'm not exaggerating when I say nothing happens. Would you agree with that?
I mean, it was. I couldn't tell. I couldn't tell what we were doing.
Right.
I couldn't tell what we were doing because we start out at the monastery or whatever it is. You know, you have tours in it, and it's like a
Right.
bunch of influencers, and then you find out that she was hired to find this thing for one of the nuns. So then she meets up with the captain of the ship that is also like an influencer, but he's like not a look at me, it's just to fund what he's doing.
Right.
And then there's some kind of weird, you feel like there's gonna be some kind of not even tension because they're kind of hitting on each other the whole time.
Right.
And then we get in the water, and I think, you know, he says something about, you know, watch out for whites because they're pups, but you know, you never know. So I was hoping we were going to see a shark or something.
Right.
But there's literally nothing until we get to that last page.
Yep.
Nothing really interesting happens.
And the other downside to this book for me is it's that art style.
Yeah, no, I got
that weird, painty, blurry art style, which to me makes me, you know, art does affect a book for me. And if I don't like the art, at least, I don't enjoy reading the book. It wasn't super bad, but it's just that style that doesn't, you know, drive home with me. But with the promise of vengeful ghosts and hidden sins and all that stuff, I'm going to stick with this one for a little bit. But if something doesn't happen in issue 2, I'm tapping out, because literally nothing happens in this whole first issue. Worst way you could possibly start a series, because you want to at least give something to give you the hook. And there's no hook in this first issue.
We barely got the line.
Yeah. So if you like it, great. Rock on with it. But I'd also love to know what you like about it, because nothing happened. But I'm gonna stick with it for at least one more, because it's called a ghost story, which I love ghost stories. It talked about vengeful ghosts and faith thing and all. It's everything that sounds like it would be an Ed book, but man, it was a very poor start.
Yeah. Now, moving on to a book that I have seen people say, out of all the hot books that released, this one's kind of eh. I disagree vehemently. This is Dork number 3. I loved the first issue despite all the hype behind it. The second issue cemented it for me. It's all gravy from here. I enjoy this book so much, but again, I also enjoy Brett Bean. I Hate Fairyland fan. And when Scotty Young brought it back by telling these tales of Fairyland, Brett Bean was brought on to do the art on that, and then brought on to do the art for the series. So I'm a fan of this dude's art, but the story itself is so fun. I'm loving this book. Like, this is a book that it's got my violence in it, but it's also just a good read for me. We got Dork being chased by this dude on the cover that's a dwarf, and he has some kind of potion that will basically wipe Dork out of existence. He stops and meets a white mage who is trying to sell him stuff. The dwarf doesn't want anything about it, but he wants to know, where, if he knows where Dork is. The mage sends him, and the dwarf is like, well, I won't fail. Well, he ends up failing that mission and coming back to the white mage. And then I'll let you read the book to figure out the rest of that. But I'm having a ton of fun with this book. I'm so glad that this one kind of not only lived up to the hype, but it wasn't just this is like a, 5th printing book just because I understand it because I personally love it. I still don't understand how it sold out before it even came out. Really, like the pre-orders for this one were insane. I'm still waiting for my I think I got the 2nd printing or the 3rd printing. I'm waiting for mine. I'll get that when I get my other pre-orders when they come out. But for me, this is more than a spec book. I love this, and I hope it goes on for quite some time. I hope it has at least 3 or 4 volumes, because I'm loving the story so far. Dork, his sarcasm just like speaks to me. The shield is awesome. The ghosty chicken head character is just it's silly fun, and I'm here for it. I really enjoy this book. So that's all I got to say about it. I really enjoy it.
I'm gonna have to give it another try then. So when I jumped in on Dork 1, I was already in a bad mood because whoever it was made the prices go way up. Kind of pissed me off in the first place. So I kind of went in mad at it when I read it. And then I read it and I'm like, really? $100 for this? This is not $100 book. What the hell, But, now that I've calmed down with what you're saying about it, maybe I should give it another fresh read and just forget about the inflated price. But there is no way in hell I would ever pay that kind of money on. especially a new book of that number one that you don't even know if you're gonna like.
Brother, there are none of those books that came out like that. Even though I really did enjoy the Hippo one, I enjoyed it.
Oh, me too.
Didn't understand it. White Sky, still don't understand it.
Yeah, I don't get that one either.
And that's the one when people compare it, they're like, "Oh, of all the hype books that came out, Dork was the weakest." I disagree so hard. I think White Sky is the weakest. And
White Sky was barely any better than the one that we just talked about.
yeah,
Like nothing happened.
it's been 2 issues, and the second issue it started to get interesting,
Oh, jeez.
but I still don't get it. Maybe by the third, because like I said, I always give at least 3 issues. And I know for some people, they're like, well, if the first one doesn't hook me, I'm done with it. And that's, everybody reads their own way. If they do something magnificent in the third, it'll be like when I talked about Sacrificers. The first one of Sacrificers it just wasn't for me. But I was like, you know what? I give everything 2 or 3 issues. And when I got to that second issue of Sacrificers, I just, like with the list book, I just couldn't stop reading it. So I'm really glad I gave that one a chance. So that's usually why I stick with the rule of 3 when it comes to books. Some books like Dork just hook me; they just get me. So, and like the Pretty Hate Machine, that one, unless it just totally just bombs the second issue, I'm digging that one too.
Cool.
So,
I think Nope said he liked Dork also, so I'll give it another read. I'll give it another try.
yeah, I mean, it's a goofy, fun book with some crazy violent stuff. And Sean says that Dork kind of reminds him of me. He goes, because you have this guy who's a really nice dude, very sarcastic, but if you push him a little too much, it's not going to be good for you. So I was like, okay, yeah, I kind of feel that. So, but yeah, to me, fun book. But I'm a humongous I Hate Fairyland fan. I love that book too.
I did too.
So I almost forgot to pop up my wheel, but folks, it's about that time. I was going to show this off before we get to it. So let me do this real quick. So, for those that watched my unboxing video, I'll be releasing sometime later this week. You'll get to hear this story again. Now, I'm not going to do the unboxing, but so when we recently moved, I had to go back and all the books that I had for Kickstarter had to be like removing, change my address, blah blah blah. Well, for the book I just got in, I had already changed the address. Well, I got a message from Garrett, and he was like, "Hey man, what's your new address?" And I gave it to him, thinking, oh well, maybe he didn't get to it in time on the Kickstarter. Well, that's not what it was, because I got a package in the mail, and I won't tell you what he wrote on the inside of the thing. That's going to stay for me. But almost brought me to tears. He just randomly sent me some books. Randomly. So I'm going to show them off. Now, I will tell you this. The first one is actually from a campaign. What's up, Nope? Hope you won trivia. First one was one I actually already backed, but I don't mind having 2. It's that X-23 variant that he did for Christmas Caroline. So again, don't mind having 2 issues of this. Free book is free book. And then I'm going to have to open this one up. This was a special cover that he did for, and we're going to pop this open real fast. This is the cover he did for VR Troopers that came out. This is the Some Rider guy, which is Garrett's handle. exclusive variant with inks by Jeremy Clark and colors by Neil Cervantes. And Jeremy Clark art, check him out because fantastic. But this is, of course, White Ranger. Ooh, this whoop. Same thing on the back, just spun around. So there's that. But he had also, I'll tell you this part that he wrote. He said, I heard that you liked the logo because they have this really cool logo sticker. And it's this right here. Right? And I won't show all the stickers so I can leave a little bit for, when I do the unboxing of the other book. But he then sends me, because I said in the video, I wish that sticker was bigger.
Oh, look at you.
Sent me a bigger sticker.
That is dope. Is that a hyena?
I think so. I'll have to ask him next time I talk to him. So Chaos Engine is another imprint that Garrett is on with a couple of people.
It kind of reminds me of Eddie on Lion King.
Yeah. But super dope logo. There's, like I said, there's some other stuff in here that I'm going to, sticker wise, I'll say for the unboxing that I do. But again, dope cover. He's probably tired of me saying this and making this joke, but this is a guy who says he can't draw.
Huh. And
every time I see a picture of his, I usually put, "Oh, my name's Garrett Gunn, and I don't know how to draw." Like I do that to him all the time. Like that's the kind of relationship I got with Garrett, though. Garrett is so freaking awesome. I love that guy.
Again, another great reason to read indies.
Yep. And then this I heard of, but I wasn't able to jump on the campaign. But this is presented in cooperation with Bad Bug Media. This is Jabberjaw.
No, that looks like my kind of book.
I will definitely be reading these, and I will let you know, Ed. But like I said, it's just I show these off not to be like, haha, look what I got. I show these off because it's, again, like Ed said, this is the reason that, yes, I love my Marvel, my DC, my Image, but this is the reason I support these indie folks, because I'm not saying the bigger guys don't appreciate it. That's not what I'm saying. But I'm never expecting Jim Lee or Jeff Johns or any of those guys to randomly message me. I'm never going to expect that. But the fact that Garrett went out of his way and did this, it means so freaking much to me. Oh, Nope says he thinks it might be an Ed book. I mean, the cover alone looks dope.
Right.
But there was no reason at all for Garrett to do this. None at all. And just like when I get things like this, and I mean this every time I say it, when anybody, doesn't matter if it's a creator, it doesn't matter if it's a fan, doesn't matter if it's Nope or Ed, when anybody gifts me anything, it means the world to me. Like, I always appreciate it. I always appreciate it. And this is just stuff that, like, every single time gets me every single time, because again, this dude doesn't owe me anything. I'm not the only person who buys his books. I'm not the only person that talks about him as highly as I do. I'm not the only one, but for him to do stuff like that, man, that's awesome. And again, I love Garrett to death. He is a good dude inside and out. So
sup, bro? I can see you now.
There you go. Wish that sticker was bigger. That's what she said. That probably is something that Jenna would say too.
Nope. You have to watch the first 5 minutes of this video for something that he said.
We weren't even the first losers. The whole trivia was holiday themed, kind of boring, but I was still tired from bingo.
What holiday? Christmas?
Or just holidays in general.
Or holidays in general? If it was about Halloween, I'd have rocked that place.
I know, Ed. It's like you like Halloween or something.
A little bit.
So anyway, folks, with that being said, I'm really excited for this one. If you've been watching, this book has been on the list for freaking ever. And when it finally got picked, Ed wasn't going to be on the show, so I didn't read it. I saved it. So, folks, let us get to the book that was on Paper Girls.
Hey.
Paper Girls. Now, I'm going to tell y'all this, folks. I told Ed, because Ed was like, hey, so I can refresh a little bit. Let me know, how many issues you think you're going to read. And for list books, I usually try to do 2 or 3 to maybe 4, just so some other stuff I've read or stuff that I'm going to be doing for the show, I give myself time to do that. Y'all, I made it to like issue 12 of this book. I couldn't stop reading it, and I had to make myself stop.
That
y'all.
is so awesome to hear, man. That's awesome.
I told Ed, and I don't have any pictures from the book because I just read so many. I don't have any pictures, but I told Ed, if the show that was on was anything close to this book, the person that canceled it is like a moron of the highest caliber. Because this book is so weird, but so good. Every issue that ended, I was like, okay, I got to read one more. I got to read one more. I got to read one more. All of them, each round was a different holiday. Halloween first round, the tricky question from that was, what was the name given to Frankenstein's monster? Adam? Was it Adam? I would have gone as Calendar Man if I knew the theme sooner. Or maybe
Are you still talking about Paper Girls, or
no? I was reading notes because I know you can't see it. I was reading Nope's comment.
Oh,
Like what was the name given to Frankenstein's monster? It was Adam, right?
Well, in the novel, it's not given a specific name. So, other than creature, so I'm not sure what they're referring to.
Where do I get Adam from then? Oh, trick question. There was no name given to the monster. Why do I keep thinking Adam?
Well, who just said that?
You did.
Who just said, yeah, I didn't get tricked. Ha!
I got tricked.
You ain't tricking the Halloween man, nope. Come on now. Come on.
Yep, but that's like the tricky question. That was from the first round, he said. First round was Halloween.
If that was the first round and it was a trick question, I probably would have dropped an F-bomb at the first round.
So anyway, Paper Girls. This is set in 1988, and we're waking up with our main character, or one of the main characters, named Aaron.
And when are we waking up?
From this freaking nightmare that she
When
has.
are we waking up?
Well, I already said it was set in 1988.
But when?
Early in the morning?
Halloween night.
It's Halloween night.
Come on, brother.
I wasn't there yet. But
I'm just playing with you.
we opened the book, and I was like, if this is what the book's going to be like, it's already kind of interesting to me. But it turns out the girl's having a nightmare. She wakes up, and you see a delivery van, paper delivery van, delivering the papers. Apparently, she's gotten this route, and she starts off on it and runs into these 3 kids in costumes because it's Halloween. There's like Freddy Krueger.
Yep.
And I can't remember what the other 2 are. I just remember because the main kid, the Freddy Krueger one, was the main one that talked. And he's basically like, give me a paper, you skip my house. And she's like, well, where do you live? He goes, I'm not telling you that. Well, then, folks, even though so this was written by Brian K. Vaughan in 2015. That's the information I usually say first. Brian K. Vaughan writer, art by Cliff Chang, colorist was Matt Wilson, letterer was Jared K. Fletcher. Like I said, came out October 17th, 2015. Um, there's some, it's the fact that they don't shy away from some of the language is what
Yep.
also interests me about this book. Because since it's set in the 80s,
Yep.
this girl calls the guy the other F word. And it's the one smoking on the cover here. Her name is Mackenzie or Mac.
Mm-hmm.
The one next to her is KJ. Then we have Tiffany, and then we have our main character on the end there. Her name is Aaron.
Yep.
So they basically chase the guys off, and the new girl's like, "Oh, you're kind of like," she's saying this to Mac. "You're kind of like the one that kind of opened the door for there to be girl paper boys." So these three girls have been working together. They're already friends. They've been working together, getting the routes in the neighborhood done and everything. And Aaron wants to tag along. So they decide to split up. She's with Mac. And Tiffany and KJ go another way. Well, we see these weird dudes wearing, it looks like they're wearing trash bags to me. So I thought they were just other costumes.
They kind of tried to make them look like mummies, I think, to fool you into thinking it was costumes. But I know what you're saying.
You know, they have these walkie-talkies. And I don't remember how exactly it happens, but I guess KJ and Tiffany radio the other two to let them know, hey, these guys jumped us and like knocked Tiffany off her bike. And then when they get to the girls, apparently they had taken her walkie-talkie.
Mm-hmm.
And they decide that they're gonna get the walkie-talkie back because Tiffany saved a bunch of tips. This thing that I can't remember it. Calling it a walkie-talkie is a disservice to Tiffany because she calls it something else because she spent so much money on it. But they're gonna get this thing back. Well, they find they get to a house or something.
I think she called it a CB, and then she gave the model number.
Yeah,
It seems like she called them CBs.
But
yeah, they stole it, and then right.
Yeah. Well, I guess they think they follow these dudes into a house, and they go down in the basement, and there's something covered up down there.
Yep.
And the girls are like, this feels like skin. And one of the girls, for me, was like the smartest, was like, nope, I'm out. And she's trying to leave. But one of the other ones is like, no, it's not skin. It feels more like a parachute. It's got some kind of weird texture, but I think it's a parachute and it's attached to whatever this is. Pull it off and it looks like it looks fleshy. Like when I saw it, it looked like there was flesh in this contraption.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the thing like kind of goes off, and the next thing you know, the girls like leave the house, and the sky is completely different.
Everything is completely different.
Yeah.
Yep.
People are randomly disappearing, and they don't know what the hell is going on. So Mac decides, let's go to my house. My dad has a gun. Oh no, they find the guys. Sorry, they find the dudes, and she just gets straight up punched. Like the guy holds no qualms. He just punches her right in the face, like just knocks her down. And it takes.
Well, if you remember, she kind of called them out because she grabbed the CB that they still had, and she was like, "Look, you MFers that jumped our friends, you pussy ass so and so's. We're coming to get our shit back." Yeah. So that tells you right away that what kind of a person Mac is. But go ahead.
Yeah. So, but still, the reaction of just getting knocked out, like just getting punched, was kind of crazy. So
it was. And the whole time these guys are like speaking some kind of gibberish, and all it shows in the word bubbles, if I remember right, are like hieroglyphs and stuff.
That's what it. Yeah, that's kind of what it looks like.
Almost
So,
kind of like Japanese or something, but kind of like hieroglyph.
yeah.
Yeah.
So there's 3 of them to start out with. Well, I think Aaron is the one who grabs KJ's field hockey stick and knocks one of the guys over. That either happens before they get to the house or after. I can't remember. I read a lot of these today. But anyway, there's 3 of them at first. Well, one of them gets attacked by something we don't see just yet. And whatever that something is, takes this dude's head off.
Yep.
So when they meet up with the other 2 finally, so I guess the dude riding the pterodactyl shows up or something.
Right. Before that though, there's a little clue that tells you that something has changed.
Yep.
Because after the fight with the guys where she gets punched, they drop something and the gal picks it up and it's got the Apple logo on it, but it's a device she's never seen before. So they immediately figure that it's from the future.
Yeah.
And the dudes that were dressed like mummies, the girls don't know it, but they zoomed in on one of their eyeballs for us. And you can tell that eye is not a human eye. So you knew right away that this wasn't trick-or-treating kids or nothing, that this was something different.
Right.
And then they flash ahead to the crazy pterodactyls and stuff.
Right. Because they show in the language that these elders or whatever they are speaking feels like Jamaican mixed with something else.
Don't it?
It was very strange, like Jamaican mixed with Shakespeare mixed with something else. Like it was.
I thought of Bob Marley, so we're on the same page.
So this is when Mac and them decide they're going to go get the gun from Mac's house. So they go to Mac's house. They're looking for the gun. They can't find it. Mac's stepmother comes in. And because of people disappearing, she believes that the rapture is happening. She believes that's what's happening. She goes, and we're stuck here, blah, blah, blah. Well, the stepmom goes to shoot herself. Like, you think she might be trying to shoot one of the girls, like shoot Mac first. Then she kind of turns the gun on herself. And Mac, like out of nowhere, was like, "Mom, don't do it. I love you." Because she was calling her stepmom. She's like, "This is blah, blah, blah. This is my stepmom." Then she's like, "Mom, don't do it. I love you." And they're fighting over the gun. The gun goes off. And I think that ends that issue, because then the next issue, it's all of them looking around.
And it also, if I remember correctly, shows you that her mom's a drunk.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's important later on.
Yeah. So that's Max. That's Max's mom, stepmom. So Erin looks around. She goes, it doesn't look like anyone was hit. It's all, it all went past us. And then you kind of notice that her word bubble gets a little weird looking. And then they kind of pan into Erin, and you see blood coming from her shirt. She was the one, she got shot. I guess she was in such shock she didn't realize before that she was the one who had been hit with the bullet. So then they turned to try to get Mac's stepmom to drive them to a hospital, but she's disappeared. So I think Tiffany's the one who's like, "Hey, I'll drive us. My dad used to let me steer in the parking lot." So they had already seen these weird, monstrous pterodactyl-looking things in the sky. Then we follow the guy, the knight or cardinal or whatever it is, riding on top of it. Hear his weird speech to people. But they're driving down the road, and he stops in front of them in the car. And he tells them, I can fix this for you. I can make you forget everything, blah, blah, blah. But before he can actually do anything, now when he's talking to these girls, I don't know, there's some kind of device that most of them wear that translate or whatever. His speech changes because he talks to them normally after he says the first thing he says to them. Next thing you know, he speaks pretty normally. Well, KJ, they had already decided to leave the gun there, but KJ pulls the gun on this dude, and they're like, "I thought we weren't taking the gun," and she goes, "Well, that's what y'all said, and I'm not a very good listener." So she's holding the gun. Next thing you know, this dude, even though he was trying to help, gets capped, headshot like 3 or 4 times, and they're like, "KJ, what'd you do that for?" She goes, "There's not even any bullets in this gun." And we pan over and we see the other 2 surviving mummy dudes. One of them has a gun and has killed this guy.
Yep.
So I don't want to give way too much away. That's only like the first 3 issues,
Yeah, you're not very far in.
but my goodness, folks, if y'all haven't tried this book, again, if you're a Brian K. Vaughan fan, writer of Saga, this isn't, I wouldn't say this is on the level of Saga, but this is a very good book. And I'm so glad that Ed had suggested it and I read it finally. I'm so glad it got picked. Like, if I would have known that this book was going to be the way it was, that whole wheel would have just been Paper Girls. And it would have been picked the very first time. But there's a reason it took so long for it to get picked. It was just meant to blow me away like it did. It is a book that, Ed, it not only lived up to the hype that you had for it, but it surpassed it for me.
That makes me happy to hear.
If this wasn't a list book, this would have been my, even though it's, 11 years old, this would have been my pick of the week.
Did you get to you had to have, you said you were on issue 12. What'd you think of that big green beholder looking dude? Wasn't he awesome?
Yeah.
Looked like beholders with marshmallows on the end of his eyes.
Let's just say
it's a crazy book. I love it.
I've made it to the part where, and it's not too spoilery because it's way far in there in that the issues I read. They made it back to like 12,000 BCE or something.
Oh, okay. Yep.
It's that issue. But I mean, again, folks, for those that certain words might bother you, just know that the language is very much of the 80s.
Mm-hmm.
Like when
a lot of 80s slang.
Yeah. And a lot of those beliefs.
Yep.
With some of them too. Like there's a part, it made me chuckle, but it was when Heck was talking about his boyfriend and one of the girls was like, "What?" Like,
oh yeah,
just because that would have been the reaction at the time.
Right.
But outside of that, folks, I think that's not that I like the words being used. I want to make that clear. It's the fact that it's actually words that would have been used around the time, right? It's not like it's not what do they call it? Idiosyncratic, not idiosyncratic.
I don't know what you're trying to come up with.
When something not of the time is in the book, I used to say the word all the time, and I can't remember what it is.
Okay.
Like it's like somebody having a smartwatch in a Red Sonja world.
Oh yeah.
Idiosyncrasy.
Yeah.
It's not idiosyncratic like that. Like the language used is words and stuff and slang that would have been used around the late 80s.
Right. If you know what British people call a cigarette, that's the word he's referring to.
Yeah.
Because everything back in the 80s was either gay or, that.
Yeah. But the book itself, again, the fact somebody needs to revisit this. I know that they'd have to recast unless they hurried their butts up and just decided to redo this as a show. This needs to be a show. And because of this book, even though it's only one season, I'm going to watch the show. Just because of this book. I enjoy this so much. I can't wait to get into this even more. I think it made it to like 30 issues.
Yep, 30 issues.
Yeah, I can't wait to dive into this more, folks. Like, if you've never read Paper Girls, do yourself a favor and give it a shot. Give it a shot. I highly, highly enjoyed it.
What'd you
Great.
think of the art and the color palette?
I liked it. It was unique.
Me too. I really liked it because it was different.
Yeah, and that doesn't. What I talked about, folks, didn't even scratch the surface of what this book is.
And dude, where you've gotten, you ain't seen nothing yet.
Oh,
So I can't wait for you to finish so we can talk about the whole thing, because this was one of those, I didn't think anybody else knew about it because I hadn't heard much about it. And then I hear it's going to be a TV show, and I get into it, and the TV show, while different, was still good enough that it had me hooked. And they left season 1 on a cliffhanger, and we're not going to do season 2. I'm like, well, Prime, you can kiss my ass. How about that?
yeah.
I'm still bitter about it. So if any of the books I recommend, if y'all have ever liked them, Paper Girls is probably in my top 10 of favorite series that I've read in the last 10, 20 years. I love this series. And it's not even really horror.
Yeah.
And I loved it. So give it a try, and I'd love to know what you think if you've never read it and you try it.
Let's see some of the chat you missed while we were in the big screen.
Oh, okay.
Missed the question about what was carved before pumpkins, but I was so damn close. I still think
That's an easy one. Turnips.
I said beets. It was turnips.
You said beets?
That's what he says. He said beets, but it was turnips.
I want to see you carve a beet. Although carving a turnip wouldn't be that easy either, especially for me.
Nope doesn't carve beets. He drops them.
Oh, yeah, right.
All right, so we've talked about the list book, folks. Again, highly, highly, highly recommend that one. So that means it is time to now pick a new list book. I don't know where to go from here. I'm going to take the chat off the screen for just a second.
Of all of those that you have on there, the only one I've read is Basket Full of Heads.
Well, so once this part of the list is done, folks, there'll be a whole new list on here, and I'll find a way to incorporate, maybe, I don't know. I'll figure out something to do to incorporate the chat back into doing it. But for now, we're going to give this a little bit of a shuffle. The winner's choice will be whatever book I pick. So here we go. Let's see what I'm reading for next week.
I might have read East of West. That does sound familiar.
And
Basket Full of Heads.
Basket Full of Heads it is. All right.
I can actually talk with you about that one too.
All right. Very cool.
Cool. I just be chilling like a villain. Oh, and now that Mr. Nope's here, I got to get out his buddy. There you go. I know how much Nope loves him.
Oh, you know what? Since Nope is here, I'm gonna mess this up, but we're gonna see. So Nope. There we go. So I had told Ed before that I had a Michigan hat. I liked Michigan hats. I had another one that was looked like a big claw mark, and it was different colors. But this is a picture of me. I don't know how old I am. Maybe 19 or 20. That's me in a Fuddruckers eating a pound burger, by the way. In my Michigan hat.
Lovely Black M Michigan hat. They had a Christmas tree up at Fuddruckers? That's so cool.
I think so.
Or is that not a Christmas tree? It looks like one.
I can't tell. The background of this is so dark.
Yeah, well, welcome to my world.
All I know is I had a pound burger sitting in front of me. And they were like, hey, let's take a picture real fast. I was like, okay.
When I went to Fuddruckers, I had an ostrich burger. on a bet, and I'm like, what the hell? I'll try it. I'll try anything once. Oh my god, that's what I ended up getting. Like every time I went there, it was so good. I'd never had ostrich meat before, but it was so good.
I used to do the pound burger all the time, and then they had their chicken sandwiches were so good.
What I love is that you make your own burger.
Mm-hmm.
I used to put like 20 slices of tomato on my burger because I love tomato. And then they even had like where you could put hot coleslaw and shit on there. It's like, oh, if you left Fuddruckers still hungry, there was something wrong with you because you had free refills and unlimited toppings that you could mess with.
Yeah.
I love that place. I was so sad when ours went out of business during COVID.
Yeah, I mean, we still have one around here, but it's not like necessarily super close to us. But where we used to live, like it was maybe 5 minutes away from us.
Well, I'm glad to know that they still exist somewhere. That maybe that means we'll get one back.
Yeah. So, folks, that was the show. I didn't realize it's going to make it 3.5 hours, but
oh wow, really?
Yeah.
Damn, that flew by, man.
It did. It did, man. Always have
the good old days. We're going back to the 7-hour show.
I don't know about that. Jenna is hungry, and I need to eat too.
I was joking.
I know. But thanks to Phable again for popping in. That was super awesome. Wasn't expecting it, but always good to hang out with Phable for a bit.
Absolutely. I can't wait to talk Robot Holocaust with him either because he thinks I'm insane now.
All right. Well, Ed, I'm going to go ahead and drop you out, boss, and I will see you on the other side.
Hail Hydra. Until next time, folks.
All righty, folks. For those that stayed around this long, as always, I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Hope you had a good time. If you're just catching this on the rewind, first time watching, hope you had a good time. Don't forget to like, share, comment, subscribe, all that fun stuff. Check out Weirdos Podcast. Check out Triple B Haunted Basement or BBB Haunted Basement. And don't forget to check out Phable at One Collection Down. I believe there's still a bunch of links. Eventually, I'll refresh the links to folks in the description of the video. But again, love doing this. Highlight of my weekend. We'll continue doing this. Obviously, we won't have free comic book day or comics giveaway day books, but I'll find some more stuff to read, more stuff to talk about, because that's what we do here. We talk about the things that make us hum. And not the other word that I accidentally said earlier. Again, watch the beginning of this. Listen to me screw up chum. All right? You can go ahead. Go ahead. Just watch the beginning of this. You'll know what I'm talking about. Anyway, folks, thanks for hanging out. I hope you have an awesome rest of your weekend, and I will catch you next time. Later.
We talk about everything that makes us hum. Hail Hydrasylum, hail Hydrasylum. From trailers, comics, news, and more, we'll give you what you're looking for. Hail Hydrasylum, hail, 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 hail Hydrasylum.
Hail Hydra.
Just kidding.
No, you
We're
can
not
say goodnight.
We're not kidding. We're gonna say goodnight. I know. I won't play the outro again. Jenna popped in right when I hit the
Right
outro
when we
video.
started the music, yeah.
So
Oh well. But that's what happens when you work a lot, I guess.
yeah. But
I do miss you guys. I send all the love.
all right, folks, for real this time. Take care. Bye.